back in 2016, I wound up in an argument on Facebook with a guy, just a guy, an unknown guy, an unknown strip mall lawyer, sort of a lawyer, like a Schrödinger's lawyer, you know, the kind of lawyer that's never tried a case. You know, that kind of lawyer. Turns out a blackface lawyer, an actual sort of theoretical, actual blackface lawyer. Here's what happened. You know, this guy, he was a nobody. He didn't have a YouTube channel. He was just a fan of The Dick Show. And I was in there trolling on Facebook, The Dick Show. And I thought it would be a funny thing to troll this guy. He was like a super fan. You know when you go into a Facebook group and they've got like, oh, I'm the top commenter. I'm Daddy's big boy. I'm Daddy's number one big boy. You guys know what I'm fucking talking about. Dirk, you're Daddy's number one big boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I went in there and I said to Daddy's number one big boy, you suck. You're a loser. Now, you have to understand, at the time, Daddy's number one big boy, this actual lawyer, this blackface lawyer, what happened was, and I didn't know he was a blackface lawyer at this point, but he had this profile picture, and he was one of the types of guys I'm always making fun of online, you know, sort of an intellectual dark Webbian sort of man, where, you know, he's showing his big boy drinks, and he's doing fisticuffs. Ooh,
yeah, he smokes cigars.
I smoke cigars and I've grown my mustache real big. You know, all of the things that a guy does to signal to the internet, no, I am not trans. I'm a real boy. I'm a real boy, Daddy. So, Daddy's biggest, bestest boy, Gold Star member, I start making fun of him. He's defending his hero, Juju the cow. And of course, we get into this argument back and forth. I have no idea where any of this is going. And I made a mistake. You see, I went to his profile and then I clicked through to find things to make fun of about him. And one of those things was his cross-eyed wife. Okay? Now, I know
our wife.
Well, hang on. It was, I believe at this time, it was his wife. Now...
Oh, okay.
So, here's the deal, okay? I know what some of you are thinking. Jesse, you crossed the line. That's the line, everybody. You're not allowed to make fun of a guy's wife or kids. And Jesse, you did a big oopsie no. The rules of the internet are clear, and you're breaking them. And to that,
Medicare laid it all out for us.
Yeah, well, it was public. Everything was public. And here's all I did. All I did was I went to his page and I click, oh, wife, okay. And then I screenshot her face and then I posted her face in a reply in a private Facebook group back to this theoretical lawyer. Now, the problem with that is, you know, I didn't say anything bad about her. The problem is she is ugly. So it seems like an insult to do that. Now, legally speaking, and again, I don't work in a strip mall. What do I know? But I believe, legally speaking, if all you do is show a guy his own wife and he gets mad about it, there's probably some problems going on. Turns out, yes, this in fact was our wife, which I didn't even know was an option. Back then, I wasn't even married. You know, I have a wife. She's mine. Just to be clear, no one else's. Anyway, what happened was, again, this is 2016. Nobody knew this guy. We get into a back and forth. Then all of a sudden, this guy gets a little heat on him. Turns out people want content about the law. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, this man's name was in fact Albert Einstein. It's all been a trick. You've been trolled. Thank you, everybody. That's been the show. Goodbye.
Nice.
No, this was, of course, Nick Rekieta. That's what you're here for. Nick Rekieta. I'm the first guy ever accidentally to make fun of Nick Rekieta. And he took it a little too far in my books when he went online and said in a very big, very public video the very next year, 2017, he claimed that I'm going around breaking rules and I deserve to be kicked off of Patreon. And that it was my fault because I said the dirtiest little no-no word that a man can say. And I will not repeat it here. I don't use words like that. He's a liar. So here's what I did. I went
A
to,
lawyer?
well, some would say that's one and the same. And I'm one of those people. Remember when we hated lawyers? And now you go on YouTube and you're like, I want to hear their opinions. It's like, I thought these were like the guys that go to hell. You know, they stink. So they were a punchline up until YouTube. So here's what I did. I was mad that this guy said I'm out there saying no naughty racism words. So I went and I did a little digging. And I went to I found his MySpace. This Nick Rekieta guy had a MySpace. And here was his fucking profile picture on it. Okay. And he said, this is Nicholas Rekieta. And it says, this is what I really look like. And so I said, oh yeah, are you sure? Anyway, ever since that moment, okay, it's all been this roller coaster ride. Absolute insanity. And, you know, Nick came on to this program at one point, and we did sort of have a truce. We sort of had I offered him up the Rekieta blackface doll. We had a good laugh about it. We both realized, hey, we're white. We don't give a fuck if you say the N-word. So who cares if a guy wears blackface? We laughed and high-fived and then put on board shorts and had ourselves a fine summer together, okay? I wore penny loafers with no socks. So, I mean, we're two fellas with, he's got a trust fund. I've got a pizza fund. We're very similar in that way. So here's what happened. Secretly, though, the entire time, I hated Nick and was praying to dear God for his downfall. Always, of course. Right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Make
As you do.
them pay. So I've been very happy over the past few weeks. Now, obviously, over the past year, really. Now, obviously, very soon, that body cam footage is finally going to come out. We're going to see it. And this is putting a lot of stress on little Nicky because you can see the cracks starting to form. And I'm not just talking about the stuff inside his carpet. So what I'm saying is, did you just give me a rim shot, Urquit?
I just chuckled.
Okay.
But it sounded like
your chortles
Nice.
sound like ironic rim shots, and then it makes me nervous about my comedy. Can everybody just take a big sip of a big boy drink right now? Enjoy a nice stogie. Hey, we're guys. I'm a man. I got a penis too. So here's how you can tell. Look how big my fucking cigar is. So I've been enjoying the past year of absolute meltdown, unspooling downfall that has been Nick's life. But it all seemed to culminate into one final crystallized amazing moment last week when a woman showed up on a stream. Now, unfortunately, as a guy who has been following Nick Rekieta since before he had a YouTube channel, my interests sometimes accidentally dovetail with one of the worst things on the internet, the Dabbleverse. One of these clippers is going to take that and make that their intro to their videos from now on. Speaking of clippers,
Doom.
Stalin here has clipped this. This was an incredible watch. This was over on the Patrick Martino web stream. What does he call this? It's not Nobody Likes Onions. It's also got this guy. It's got American Mersh on it, as I call him. I don't know who this is. It's got New Zealand Scott. Anyway, they had Nick on as a guest. They've been high-fiving. They've been riding high for some reason ever since Hackamania, thinking, we're the cool club. We're doing it. We made money off of, the grossest weirdos of all time. And here's what happened. I guess this Keanu shows up, okay? Now, I don't know too much about her other than she's an airhead, and there ain't a single fucking drip of nothing going on inside this dummy's head. And I watched her walk into a situation I've been in before. We all remember. I've been,
Yep.
I have thrown myself to the lions in a dog pile scenario where everybody is going to be on one guy's side defending him, and it's just you versus the entire room. This girl, bless her empty fucking skull, okay? And again, not a brain cell to rub together. She couldn't, if she bent over one brain cell, it couldn't cause friction. She doesn't have it. This idiot won, okay? She seems like a nice lady. She's really cool, actually. But she's won. She has won the battle. It's over. Nick melted down so spectacularly. This entire video series is amazing. It must have generated Nobody Likes Onions, millions of dollars. So he's loving it, except for the part where at the end of it, when the dust settles, these guys all have to pretend they're still into Nick Rekieta. The most embarrassing proposition to have to be a part of by the end of this. You'll see. And she's found out, this Keanu has found out a way to beat the system, okay? How do you win in a 4 to 5 on 1 dog pile scenario? The odds are against you. The chat room is against you. Nobody likes you. How do you win? You've got wind going through your ears and everything just fucking bounces right off you. You don't even understand English. Turns out, if you're stupid enough, you can just steamroll your way through some of the internet's biggest stars. Take a look at this.
Are you alone now? What's wrong with you?
No, I know you're all trying to defend your little festival.
Get this dumb.
No one's trying to defend
I told
me.
Kiki I'd never talk to her
You're
loser
a bowl of
ass again.
Cheerios.
Go fuck other Kiki.
Fucking unthreatening because you're so goddamn stupid.
You're so upset. You're so red in the face. It's ridiculous.
I'm mad. I'm angry. You took someone I love and you shredded them to the world.
Right.
Self.
And
I
you
have a
told her how
right to
to
be
do
mad about
whippets.
that. You
Right.
said she was your friend and
No,
you did that to her.
By the way, he's not talking about his wife, just to be clear here. The woman he loves. That's not our wife. That's a different. He's talking about April. Ape.
I've never been more worried about you. Have another whippet.
And of course, they're playing. There's AI, talking heads, chats over top of it. There's sound effects over top. Anything to distract from the fact that Nick is going through a mental break over this woman.
Have another whippet and call it a day.
And this is the other thing. Multiple times throughout this entire hours-long ordeal, Nick keeps going somewhere. He's got an excuse every time to leave. He rage quits about straight up 7 times, goes off camera, comes back, voice now a new octave, and things are fine again until Keanu can't fucking think. Maybe. Now, we know this for a fact. Nick's now on a heavy dose of what they call in the business randomized drug tests. So he's not allowed to drink alcohol, supposedly. He needs, I've known him for too long. He needs those big boy drinks. Why does he come off like such a woman against another woman? He needs those little bits, those little masks of masculinity. M-A-S-K, eulinity. He needs that big boy drink. He needs that cigar he's not allowed to have right now. He needs that stuff in order to portray the false reality that he was born a man. This is no man. This has never been a man. What do you think the point of having sex with, Aaron Imholt is? Okay? I mean, going into a 4-way relationship with one of the Earth's most cryptic keepers of all time is such a strange proposition. Oh, I fuck. I love women and I fuck and I drink and I smoke. I'm a big boy, mommy. I'm a big boy. And he's not the only one with this problem. The drug problem, the masculinity problem. Tonight on the show, we're going to go over this clip. We've also got an update with the Misfit Patriot, who is now running to Elon Musk for help because of us on Twitter, and Jordan Peterson. Is he a Christian? He was on a debate. Listen, Jordan Peterson was on a debate where it was supposed to be a Christian versus 20 atheists. And they found out midway that he is more of a Schrödinger's Christian than anything. We've got a bunch of Schrödinger's men, a lot of emotional problems, a lot of crying, a lot of pretending to be a man, and a lot of abusing benzos. This is Pod Awful.
These guys can get to probable cause on a baby's rectum. Like, my God.
Oh, okay.
All right. You can say that.
Yeah, that is a thing you're allowed to say as a true, real man's lawyer. Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is Pod Awful. I'm your host, Jesse PS. Happy to be here. H2BH. How's everybody doing? Henchman?
Happy to be here.
Yes. Hi.
Doing great.
Hi, thank you. Yes. 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 I don't know.
What's your bidding?
I don't know. What do we want to do first? Let's start with I think I fucked up my camera, so now I'm just waiting to see. Now we're in one of those technical difficulty modes yet again. Who knows? Let's see what happens here. Let's
Classic
see.
Pod Awful. That's all that is.
Classic Pod Awful. Okay, I think all right, I think we might be okay. We're live over at podawful.tv. We've got the chat room going live. We got the henchmen here on Discord as well. What are they saying in the chat right now? Damn, look at that sweater. Am I wearing a sweater? This is the new uniform. This is my uniform. This is my jumpsuit. All right. So we got a new jumpsuit going on. People are noticing. They're saying stuff. Happy to be here. They're saying in the chat room. H2BH Nick theme time. I completely forgot that we had a Nick theme song. I don't think I've got that anymore. You know, we used to do Goon themes. Is that anywhere? Is that like on YouTube hiding out somewhere? Oh, you know what? He's already got it. Autisonic has already posted it. Let's take a listen. We're talking about Nick Rekieta. Yeah, he made it. Listen to this. Nick Rekieta tonight on Pod Awful.
Nick Rekieta, a blackface lawyer. Nick Rekieta, the blackface lawyer. He likes to sip big boy drinks on his live streams all night.
Yeah.
He likes to sing Disney tunes with his cross-eyed wife, yeah.
Cross-eyed wife. He's a Disney adult. I forgot he's a Disney adult.
George Maddox's buddy. Defamation's only defamation if it's not true. We made a doll out of you.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Thanks, Jordan. That's an old one. Again. We've been doing Nick Rekieta for a long time around these parts. Okay. So, I want to start, though, with Misfit Patriot. It's a follow-up, of course, to our last episode. And, actually, real quick, I guess we should say this before anything else. The Pizza Fund, still working on it. Okay? Still working on it. We're going to get this figured out, but this will happen. I've got a new stream to test. I've actually already started testing it. And once everything is good to go, then we're good to go, right? So Pizza Fund, still in the works. It's all going to work out. Nobody cancel their subs. Okay? Do not cancel your sub. We need you right now. This is going to cost me so much money. Podawful.pizza. Just support the show. You know how other shows, they're like, hey, send me $100 every single episode and I'll read your words. I'm asking for 12. Okay, 12, and eventually you'll have content. That's it. And on with the show. All right, Misfit Patriot. So this is funny. Misfit Patriot says, everyone get this to... I love this. Everyone get this to Elon Musk because I'm tired of seeing the tension ramp up to a fucking boiling point with all the insane cyber terrorists on here. Ladies and gentlemen, new term. We're cyber terrorists now. It's very similar to some of our other terms though. On here, it's a very simple fix. It can be done tomorrow. Allow your own users to device block and stop facilitating their harassment because you want more traffic on here. Get it done. And again, this is Misfit Patriot, aka the aka Mrs. Fat Patriot, aka Muffin Top Bo Hunkus. And she's a beautiful, beautiful FTM conserva male. Okay. This is the guy who's defending us, defending our freedoms from the woke right. America's #1 enemy, aka Israel's #1 enemy, the woke right. Take a look at this. This is, again, we did it. I did an episode last Monday. The next day, Misfit Patriot is #1 lol cow on Twitter. So this is the boiling point she's talking about. Take a listen to this. And everybody's been transvestigating, by the way. Thank you to everybody who's been helping with the transvestigation.
Guys, I want you to do me a big favor.
Okay. I apologize in advance for the Reddit voice.
To tag Elon Musk in this video because this is really important. Elon, how the fuck is it so difficult?
Are you allowed to say that on the internet? Hang on a second. Roll that back. You're talking directly to Mr. Musk.
On this platform to get rid of these crazy stalkers, right? Who use
the TikTok watermark and it's a woman thing automatically.
Yeah. You know what's funny is he's talking about he can't block all these people. There's not enough he can't block everybody. I'm not blocked. However, he has responded to me multiple times. He literally shared the episode that was about him to Twitter, which somehow didn't generate a bunch of views. I don't know. He's got 1 million followers or something. Not a single person ever likes a tweet or anything.
50 to 100 fucking sock accounts to harass people. And don't give me that bullshit about how, oh, well, it's about the. No, Instagram does it fine. When you block somebody on Instagram, you block their device, all right? If Zuckerberg can do it, you can do it. You're supposed to be the smartest man in the fucking world. Figure it the fuck out.
Whoa! Oh my gosh. Updoot, my good sir. Wow, to the front page instantly. You won the internet today. Of course, this is, in fact, one of the most embarrassing lol cow trophies I've ever seen. He's basically just handing us the win. He's going, here, dub. Just put a W on screen. Go thank you, PODAWFUL. Are you, and by the way, I kept saying last time, Misfit Patriot, like, who does he sound like? There's somebody sounds like, and there's a bunch of suggestions. A few people said that he reminds them of Santa Cruz Joker, which I kind of see the theatricality of it all.
Can do it. You can do it. You're supposed to be the smartest man in the fucking world. Figure it the fuck out. Now, this doesn't bother me so...
By the way, like, you can be the smartest guy in the world, but if a bunch of, H-1Bs are working for you, then... Like, Twitter... Wow. He literally did this the day after Twitter went down all night long, and then messages have been broken ever since, and notifications aren't going through. They're busy. I know... Listen, darling, I know that something really hurt your feelings today so bad that you had to go for one of those relaxation drives. Ah! guy, I mean, where's he going? Why is he in his car? Where is he always headed off to when making these videos? It's not to work. You know he's not. This is like strip mall lawyer Nick Rekieta. It's not like he's super busy putting tile jobs in or anything. How do you even hire this guy? What do you open up Grindr and see if he's nearby? Hey, daddy, need something in the bathroom, if you know what I mean. That's how you get a discount.
So much, but I can imagine there's some insecure 15-year-old girl out there who's getting harassed by the same people that fucking come at me with all of this shit on a daily basis.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
Have a type.
I'm gonna make a proclamation. The first thing you should not do in a video like this is instantly compare yourself to that of which is a 15-year-old girl. You and a 15-year-old girl, same guy. You're like, and there's a reason for that, by the way, because it's very possible. This is not just an FTM scenario, but she actually went from 15 to 43 or whatever as well. They probably got a surgery for that. I don't know.
And she's probably going, you know what? This is too much, right?
These are your thoughts. You're the 15-year-old girl. You're having. He's like, Elon, think of the insecure 15-year-old girls and me. Also me. There's so many insecure 15-year-old girls I hit up, and they need your help. Also me. I'm just as scared as them.
I know personally.
You should not know. You're an unmarried, no kids having ass man, and you shouldn't know any of them personally. Not a single 15-year-old girl should even be on your radar. Is that where you're driving to? You heading to the playground? Yeah, I got some business over near the chain link fence.
Somebody who took a shotgun.
Uh-oh. We're about to 41%. No. Listen, I'm so sorry I investigated. I'm so sorry. No.
And put it to her fucking chest.
Wait, what? Shotgun? What is she, Kurt Cobain? This is a fucking... Is Il Duce involved? We got Courtney Love on this case. Somebody get me that Detective Tom fella. A shotgun to the chest, huh? There's got to be an easier way. I don't... A 15-year-old girl? Does she even know how to load a... Okay, and you know about that? You know a girl who shot... A 15-year-old girl who blasted open a hole in her body. And you're like, yes, I know her. The girl with the extra hole, I call her. Don't worry about it. I identify with her. It's different. It's different when I do it because she and I are the same. We're both bullied. Did I miss something?
Too much. Right?
The earth's
I know
Yeah.
personally somebody who took a shotgun.
Personally.
Can I make a correction? It was new. He doesn't know if it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Urquid. Let's get our
Precisely, Urquid.
syntax correct here. Thank you for your pedantry. I'm not saying you're
Put it to her fucking chest because of a bunch of psychos.
Did she use her fucking big toe to pull the trigger?
On the internet. I'm tired of this shit. All right? I get to it.
She did it and she missed, actually. She's still alive. Wow. Only a girl could pull that off. At the end of this, he goes, and that girl was me.
That little lady was me.
Tricked you. It was Albert Einstein.
Experience it on a daily basis. I get death threats. I get harassment. I get doxxed. People are telling me they're going to come to my fucking house. I have had somebody literally...
Well, it turns out you don't need to go to his house. One day, if this man can own a shotgun, then your work will be done.
Post my address with a picture of a gun and it's...
You posted your address. Let's not get this backwards.
Says, see you Monday. All right? Now...
Oh, that's nice. Happy Memorial Day.
I get it. You can't control what other people do, but I fucking can.
What? Now I'm getting suspicious about that 15-year-old girl in the shotgun scenario. Okay. I knew something wasn't adding up. We found her body in the greenhouse. She had an amount of heroin in her that shouldn't be possible.
If I see one of these people, I can just block them but it doesn't do anything. If you want to look at my block list, I will give you my fucking block list. There is
I would love to.
200 accounts. 200. I counted.
Wow. Okay. So you've got that kind of time then?
From the same fucking profile picture.
That profile picture is just that egg, you know, the generic default. It's the same guy.
The person just wouldn't go away. Right? I do that on Instagram.
Right.
They're gone. I'm just saying, bro. Think about this.
Whoa. Oh, God. Ugh. Did you see that? I just got fucking slobbered on. What the fuck? He just spat at me. Look at this. Hang on a second. This guy's spitting mad, and I mean it, you know, literally.
Right? I do that on Instagram. They're gone. I'm just saying, bro.
Whoa.
Can you say less? I didn't bring my umbrella. Jesus Christ.
About this.
Oh, there was more. What the fuck? Hang on.
Bro, think about this.
Oh,
Right? I know why you do it. Or I know at least why somebody at your company does it. Right? You want the...
You do not know why I do it. You'll never understand why I do it. I have many, many, many plans for you. You tell Jahindahar that you're a fucking 15-year-old girl, he'll believe you. Listen, they're new to the internet. You know, he doesn't know, he can't tell the difference. And you do kind of come off 15.
The engagement. You want the traffic. You want everybody to think that there's millions and millions and millions of people interacting on this fucking
he just
platform.
spit again.
And they're all-
Oh my God! What is happening? You have to see
Well, this man's spitting.
This dude, bars.
Did he just have a dentist appointment and his mouth is
Yes, this guy's
numb from a
always
dentist?
on the way to the dentist, Urquit. You're right. It might be that he's got, it's like a Kramer scenario. He's got the Novocaine in. He doesn't feel that he's doing this, unfortunately. Look at
millions
this.
and millions and millions of people interacting on this fucking platform. And they're all-
Bro, did you see it?
Jesus.
Yeah, I saw it.
The problem is how they're interacting. They're
Another
trying
one.
to fucking...
There goes another one.
I saw it. Say it, don't spray it, garden hose, man.
Yeah, how about you become a sprinkler installer instead? This is some good advertising for your business.
break each
Oh my God. Break?
each
Yuck.
other. And just because when they hit me, the only thing that breaks is their hand, it works on some people.
Oh! Ah!
Oh, does it?
God. Jesus Christ. That was a bad. Oh my God. Come on, man.
There are people that just give up. They don't want to be on the internet. They think this is a fucking sewer. It wasn't like this when you first took over. So I'm wondering what the
Oh,
fuck
my
changed.
God.
I know it changed.
God, another one.
Whoa. You go, girl. Hey, and shout out to all the 15-year-old girls out there. Am I right, people? Thank you. I'll tell you what changed, Miss Fist. The thing that changed is now you're trying to be famous. So just go back to being quiet. How about that? And then we won't have any of these issues.
But the $200
That's what the internet
accounts,
needs.
What does it need?
That's what the internet needs is more 15-year-old girls, really.
And I've been saying that for so long. And people
There's
are
not
mad
enough.
about it. People are really mad about me saying it.
Yeah.
But I keep saying it no matter what. You know who agrees with me? Vito.
He sure does.
I don't know
He
why.
Sure does.
I say it as a father. I agree with that statement as a father. Now, I don't have a 15-year-old girl. I don't have any girls. But I agree with it. Okay, everybody, let's go to our clip of the night. Again, this is from Stalin, who just stole it from another guy. I don't know why I'm crediting the guy who stole the content. But thanks, Stalin, for making it easier for me to find. From Patrick Melton. And again, I don't really know. I know Keanu is with a guy named Gino. I don't really know too much about it. I don't know why they invited her on. I don't know the story. And let me be very clear to the Dabbleversians out there. I don't fucking care. My interest in this is purely to watch Nick melt.
Nervous about what?
No, just don't get nervous. It's going to be okay. You seem to get
What
very
would I be
angry.
nervous about?
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
know.
I'm being correct. Hang on a second. I'm being corrected in the chat. Vito likes boys, actually. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're right.
Apologies, Vito.
And I hope you accept my apology for saying that. Thank you.
Just don't get nervous. It's going to be okay. You seem to get
What
very
would I be
angry.
nervous about? You?
I know you. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Let's see.
Will you?
I know
Or are
you
gonna
only
sit
have.
there
I
and
know
just
you
look
only.
for 35 minutes. Like
I
you did
know
on the
that you
show.
only have a few minutes. So, did you or did you not get into a? Did you or did you not get into a blame April for missing your drug test? And did she or did she not call me hyperventilating, crying?
Diaper ventilating.
Did I blame April for missing a drug test?
Yes.
No, I didn't blame
You
April
said
for
to
missing
her,
a drug test.
from how she put it, you said to her,
So this is fun. So Nick, with every little argument, every little thing you try to get on him, he tries to lawyer his way out of it. Listen to the very careful selection of words he uses here. He's lawyering his way out of it. Now, of course, the problem with that is Nick is not a lawyer. He's anal. I am not a lawyer. So he should not try to do this because okay, so here's what happens. What we've got here is an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Now, obviously, Keanu is the object. She's a woman. And the unstoppable force is Nick's ego. Remember, this is a guy who thought he could outsmart drugs. Nick is human Dunning-Kruger. Okay? He's walking and talking Dunning-Kruger. He has no idea he's as stupid as he is. Watch as he routinely traps himself into a corner because, unfortunately, when he lawyers his way out of a sentence, Keanu doesn't understand it. I'm a woman. So, what she does is she's got this great technique. I'm sorry. I just realized how stupid what I just did was. She's got this great technique.
That was funny.
Well, it could have been better. Listen.
It was good enough.
I was good enough. Listen, I'm trying to drive home the point because there's going to be a bunch of people in our audience who don't know who this woman is. And I need you to understand there's just nothing. It's just not. You could flick her right in the head. She wouldn't even notice. So when his lawyering meets her empty skull, all she does is go, what? And then repeats herself. It's amazing. Watch.
Never heard somebody so upset in my entire life. Crying, hyperventilating, beside herself crying, saying, well, Kayla and I got into a fight about you, so we couldn't make it to our drug test.
What do you want me to say?
What do you want me to say? I'm guilty? He's got nothing.
You think she made it up?
No, I don't think she made it up. I just didn't blame April for missing a drug test.
Okay, so you did miss the drug test.
Yeah, I missed
objection.
Drug test.
Right. Did she or did she not text me and say that both you and Kayla are both emotionally...
And by the way, Keanu, she's just dumb fucking stupid bitch. So she's, watched all these court shows and stuff. She thinks she is in a courtroom right now. She's trying so is it not true that on the evening, she's like repeating lines she heard in movies.
Shall I read it? Since all of you like to do that, I will. Would you
have
like
an hour to prepare this backstage.
It would be the first time you read texts from April.
Why?
Watch this. Hey,
why do you keep asking
and also,
other people?
Also, wait, I just got...
She just got here. She hasn't done anything. And the anger level in Nick has already risen to the point that he has turned Dick Masterson red over this. That moment right there. Watch this again.
Hey,
why do you keep asking other people?
Also, wait.
You dumb bitch. And then he catches himself and just a little... What I meant to say was, I'm cool.
just got
Also,
here.
wait.
I got here, you red-faced little bitch. I just
Red-faced
got here. All right. All right.
Keanu.
Great.
Who are you talking to? Me?
I just got here. When did you get the permission from her to display the text messages at Hackamania?
Yes, and we've all been wondering. I said this on the Hackamania episode. I said, are we sure this is everybody's cool with this? And by the way, when did you get permission to show Aaron, showing his Tetons? As grand as they are. I don't think there's a lot of permissions that were not asked about in all of this.
Was it
I consent. Nobody asked me. What about me?
January? Was
well,
it
you're
March?
not one to. You're not one to.
No.
She's unironically a better lawyer than Nick by steamrolling movie jargon. Yeah, 100. Yes. By the way, that is. I honestly believe that is what lawyers do. Like, there's no way. Everything. All points of society are affected. By art, and art reflects reality reflects art. So at a certain point, lawyers are sitting there watching courtroom dramas and movies and things like that. So they gotta be trying to work in a few of those angles when they're in. At least the dumb ones. Rekieta law, anybody?
No. When did you get the permission from her?
Here I am doing a podcast.
I thought you hadn't talked to her in January. Then you said March.
Oh my God. I hope I remember to play. There's a great Ethan Ralph style moment coming up in this where, they've got this super tips system and Keanu is one of the voices on it. And at one point, Nick Rekieta starts arguing with the AI. Ladies and gentlemen, we're there. Nice. We're there. Welcome to the dark future. You don't know the difference anymore. A normal man, a completely average, normal American man, 5 kids and a wife, picket fence. What's strange about this guy? Nothing is what I say. This guy is now fighting with a robot and doesn't even know it.
At a traffic stop. Did you get the permission at a traffic stop?
What are you talking about?
You're wrong. You're
when did you get the permission? When did you get the
wrong? You're getting it wrong because you're not plugged into this again.
No. I'm genuine. Well, when did you get the permission from her to share the text messages?
It was written on her boyfriend's middle finger, you dumb bitch. Like,
well, answer the question.
I got it.
Answer the question.
Probably.
That was pretty sweet.
Well, that's not a good one, actually. In fact, Chris, you're admonished. Chris!
Happy to be here.
No. In fact, you are now fired as co-host of the show. Dirk, you are fully re-promoted to co-host of the show. Yeah, that was not a good one because that does not give you permission because a guy flicked you off. That's a fucking 5th party at this point, by the way.
It was a giggly good one. It was my tone on the good one, Jess.
No, I'll tell you why I know it was bad. Because Patrick did Patrick's tell. He's got a tell. He does a thing whenever he's in a moment where he's not sure which way to go with it, where he does this. Okay, watch this. This is my Patrick Melton impression. Start being on the lookout for this, okay? Patrick Melton does this whenever he's cornered with something, which is rare. He rarely puts himself in a scenario like that. But this entire time, he's like a backseat, passenger watching mom and dad argue in the front seat, realizing that no matter what happens, he's fucked in this scenario. He's not driving anymore. This is now steering the ship. And unfortunately, daddy is not just an alcoholic, but he's gay and retarded, and it's being exposed. So this is what Patrick does. He goes like this. He goes, okay? When you see if you see all of his teeth and him move his head like this away from the light. You know how Aaron does the thing where he talks to a guy over here that doesn't exist. I mean. Hold on. This is Patrick's version of that. He goes, watch for it. I'll show it to you. Look, I'll just play it again. Look,
you dumb.
From her to share the text messages.
It was written on her boyfriend's middle finger, you dumb bitch. Like,
well, answer the question.
I got it.
Answer the question.
Probably,
when did you get the permission?
We talked.
Okay, got it. Yeah. You're gonna see a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of that. Burn that one into your memories.
And did you
for
get
months and months and months. You
and
talked
then
to her
you
once
hadn't
in
talked to her
October.
since January or March at a traffic stop. Did you get?
I did. How do I talk to her at a traffic stop?
Traffic stop.
Kiki,
you're mixing up stories.
So if you hadn't talked to her in months, then do you still have the permission to show the protection?
Whoa, where's his audio?
You're literally.
He's screaming so loud, it just StreamYard's like, nah. They're like, we don't have the bandwidth for the high pitch coming from this lady screaming. Turns out it's Nick the entire time. He's like making motions in court to prove he's a guy. Your Honor. Grok, Your Honor. So Patrick, and of course, is now doing his thing again. We're already back to that. So if you don't know the tale, what's sort of, and they'll never fully explain this. They will never, no one wants to fully explain the story because it might reveal any cracks in the story. But what they're talking about here is, we brought this up before, that Nick claims the last time he saw April was at some random, he just happened to pull up next to her at a stoplight and looks over. It's like, what the fuck? It's Ape. He's like Aaron Imholt, where he's like, ah! There's something over there, and then you look and there's nothing. There's he's just imagining it. And he made up this phantasmagorical story where April pulls up next to him with light. She's driving the truck he bought her, probably. She's like or I guess Aaron bought that truck. Actually, that's a real story, I think. And she's like really low in the seat, like a black guy. And she pulls up. There's hydraulics. The bass is bumping. And Nick, the well-adjusted family man with nothing else going on in his life, nothing on his mind whatsoever, he hears this raucous, debaucherous noise, and he takes a look over innocently. Dum 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 dum, and it's Ape wearing her fitted low, real low. You can't even see her eyes. You're like, how does she even drive with it there? And she's wearing a full studded, chain with the ice hanging from it. She's got a grill in. She's got she implanted a jewel in her forehead, and she looks over at Nick and she's like, she throws up a gang sign or something at him and rolls down the window. And then Nick is like, hi. And then he sees, while Ape is sitting there like this, he sees lean out from behind her new nebbish gay boyfriend who is 1,000,000 times scrawnier than Nick. This guy, you think Nick's got AIDS? Are you kidding me? You should have seen this guy. It was Eugenia Cooney. And the guy goes, hello? Am I allowed to be with your girlfriend, master? And Nick goes, I don't even know what you guys are even talking about. I've never even heard of any of you people. What? Don't take this to Discovery. And apparently Nick's claim is the guy is like so mad that another dude fucked his girl, which, by the way, if this guy goes online, he's going to find a history that he is not going to be happy about. And that this guy flicks him up. Ah! And then what Nick does is his car transforms into a robot. He's so cool. And it walks away as an explosion happens behind him. April died. So that's his version of the story. Okay. Keanu, has heard this through the grapevine. It's a game of Chinese whispers, which is what we used to call telephone. Okay. So I don't mean the actual, although that would be cool. Imagine when you call, what if we just called telephones Chinese whispers? If you're quiet enough when you're using TikTok, you actually can hear Chinese whispers. Okay, I'm losing my mind. I'm sorry. So, anyway, she heard through what?
Because she's a dog brain bitch. She calls that incident a traffic
stop. Thank you, Urquit, for getting me back on track.
Yeah.
Good catch, Urquit.
You saved the day, Urquit. And this is why we keep the henchman here, because I forgot what I was even talking about. Yes, the traffic stop.
Knock it up.
Chinese whispers. You ever play Chinese whispers? Here's what we're gonna do. Let's play a game of Chinese whispers, okay? I'm gonna deafen everyone but Chris, and then we're going to have Chris pass the message to Dirk while everyone's deafened. Okay?
Oh,
so
shit. Yep.
And then it goes from Dirk.
Damn it, it's all on me.
Dirk to Urquit, and then Urquit to Jared. Okay, you ready? No cheating. You can't watch the stream. Don't cheat. Okay.
Do not cheat.
All right, here we go. Let's just server deafen everybody but Chris. A little game of Chinese whispers. All right, you ready, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Aaron's tarantula. Okay, now Okay, now you do it to Dirk.
Aaron's tarantula.
All right, now Dirk, you do it to Urquit.
Aaron's tarantula.
And now Urquit, you do it to Jared.
Aaron's tarantula.
And Jared, what did you hear?
Aaron's tarantula.
Tarantular? This guy's Chinese! Fucking Chinese idiot! Ching chong, ching chong, ching chong, ching chong! I was hoping somebody would be funny enough, mostly Jared, that at the end of all of that, he would go, you know. Unfortunately, you guys were actually playing Chinese whispers. Okay.
I was hoping I'd win a teacher or something.
Listen, we're going to send you out a prize package.
Yes.
For a dollar value of 500. Okay. So Keanu thinks this is a traffic stop, and she's going to keep calling it a traffic stop, and they're going to keep lawyering her that it's not a traffic stop. It's just him at a red light. But I will then lawyer you into this was not even a real event ever. This did not happen. The end. It's over. Prove it. And if it did happen, Ape, come back to the internet and tell us. I need proof of this, okay? Mm-hmm. Ape, we need you back.
Receipts, nerds.
Did she delete her fake Twitter account that Nick was clearly in control of? Does she not have that password anymore?
A bit.
Remember when she changed her name from April Imholt on there to April Law? She thought Nick's last name was Law, Rekieta Law. She was like, yeah, I'm dating Rekieta Law. I'm April Law now. Okay? That's not a joke. That really happened. So if she can come back, I would love to hear. Wouldn't that be incredible that what if PodAWFUL got the exclusive? All the fucking Dabbleverse would kill to get Ape on. Me, I don't even give a shit about this. I just want to know, did Nick use your Twitter? Did this traffic stop occur? Have you ever played Chinese whispers? Can I project the show on your forehead? All right, now I'm never getting the interview. Should have stopped at 3.
The dumbest person on the planet.
Look how red you are. Look how red you are. When did you get the permission?
Yep, it's very embarrassing when a guy looks red.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, not you.
Huh?
When did you get the permission? When did you get the permission?
Kiki, you got to let him answer.
Oh, by the way, Citizen M I haven't read any of his chats since before the show, but he's in chat right now probably losing his shithole mind, okay? He's so mad about this episode. He's like, Keanu clearly lost. Nick won. I don't know why. He's like on Nick's side. I guess he just hates Aaron so much or something. I'm not sure. But I do know this. If you'd like to call in, Citizen M or anyone out there, you can call into the show at our Discord, podawful.com/cult. We'll take you to our Discord. You join the call-in channel. We'll drag you in. I'd love to hear any takes on this entire thing because, again, I'm an outsider on all of this. I'm watching from above, enjoying the momentum and how funny these losers are and how much Nick is losing his mind. So I would actually kill to hear Citizen M's commentary. I'm the only person that's ever going to say that.
Is this a cult if I ever heard one? Yes, it is. It's a cult. I mean, it's the cult of cult.
Call in podawful.com/cult.
Kiki,
No, he's not gonna.
I'm trying to answer you. I was in a relationship with April that ended in November. I spoke to her through January. We had planned
You told
the
Pretty
entire.
Antisocial you saw her last time in March.
They
And then you
didn't
told
talk.
somebody
It
else
was in
in
a
April.
car.
In
Kiki,
separate
catch up.
cars, 40 yards away. Keep
Are
up,
you
you dumb.
retarded? Jesus Christ, she's
Get
dumb.
Gino in here to put your leash on so he can drag you through a logic question, you dumb bitch. What is
I'm
wrong with
asking.
you?
I'm genuinely
Get your
asking.
answer to put your helmet on so you can eat some soup later. You dumb
Nick,
bitch.
Nick, shut up. Nick, shut up. There's no amount of little smiles I can do that will solve this. Please, we're making us look bad. Stop.
They saw each other in cars across the street. They weren't talking.
Daddy!
All right,
Please,
so when did you get the permission? When did you get the
I can't take
permission
this.
to show her text
I don't know. Maybe for months and months and months.
Here's another guy in chat saying Nick won. Call in. I would love to hear how Nick won. You rage, you lose. These are the rules of the internet. Keanu, listen, don't get me wrong. Keanu, look at Keanu right now, as a matter of fact. Keanu is so fucking dumb that if she lost, she wouldn't know it. Okay? So I understand how confusing this all is for you. Because in your mind, you're going, well, clearly she didn't win. She thinks she won. So she must not have. I get it. Normally, I would agree. This is one of the most embarrassing beatdowns I've ever seen. This is like such an insane loss for Nick. It's ridiculous. And you've got a bunch of people who hate Aaron Imholt agreeing with this concept. It's actually now a fringe belief to think that Nick looks better in this scenario. The right side of history is prevailing once ever, and it's right now. Every other time in history, it was the wrong guys winning. But this one, it's happening. It really is. Go to the comment section on any of these things. They're all laughing, making fun of Nick. The live chat during this all turned on Nick. Maybe not immediately. It probably took them a bit. But I saw it. Saw it with my own eyes. Them change, turn. It's the turn. This is it. Ha-ha, my friends. Woo, ha-ha.
Oh, he was dragging her name through the mud online.
When did you get the permission to show her text messages at a festival of...
And by the way, none of what they're arguing about matters. I think maybe that's probably Citizen M's problem. You know, he's so invested in all of this. This is his life. This is the Dabbleverse guys. This is their entire lives, is thinking about this stupid shit. I'm not even listening to the words. It's the vibe and the feeling and the reactions and all of that. That's what really matters here. You know, if you're this guy who said, oh, Nick clearly won or whatever, you think there's something to win. There's not. Okay, we already exist in this world.
Nick Rekieta and I are fucking each other. I just like to say I'm fucking Nick Rekieta in the ass.
Nick admitted on Twitter that he was raped by Aaron Imholt. Okay? He admitted this. Or not on Twitter, on YouTube. He admitted this. So it's not about the content of the argument. I don't care. She's probably wrong. I don't care about that. He lost. He lost because he had a freak out. And even if she is wrong, everything Nick says is a lie. Both can be true. She says something that makes no sense, like, oh, it was at a traffic stop, as if he's been pulled over by Ape. She's wearing her officer uniform that Nick bought her for the bedroom. They were doing a little role playing, didn't realize how quickly that would actually be a necessary component of their lives. She held on to the handcuffs. But yeah, it's obviously not a traffic stop. You know, I'm sure she's getting tons of little details wrong. He's still also lying about his end of it.
Incels Sorry,
See,
Patrick.
like that, like the incel, calling them all incels. They're not all incels, okay? I mean, it is suspicious they want to hear about this guy fucking, but obviously having sex with a woman is the easiest thing on earth, or else Aaron Imholt would have never done it at least 3 times. For sure, on the record, 3, baby. That's a hat trick. And that's a guy who needs to wear a hat. So I never accuse a guy of being a virgin. I never accuse a guy of being an incel unless it's like blatantly obvious. It's so easy to sex. Okay? A woman about 80% of the time can't say no legally.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Oh, you're saying what Aaron says.
For months.
You're saying what Aaron
months.
says. That's fun.
Okay.
Look,
Yeah, of course she's saying what Aaron says. That's where she heard this from. You guys are saying what Nick says, and this is the problem. They think they're on the side of truth rather than on the side of Rekieta. You don't have some sort of overarching meta-narrative, omniscient presence, third-person ability to know exactly what went down. You're going off of what Nick said. And sometimes you're going off of what April said, and these are crack addicts. Now, let me be a little bit clearer. About 60 to 70% of the time you go off of what April said, you're also going off of something that Nick said. It wasn't even her saying half of those things. Everybody knows this. Everybody instantly tracked that this was not really Ape on Twitter. And then moreover, the things April was saying were things that she was told to say by her counsel. I rest my case. No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you. This is her lawyer. Remember? He didn't show up. He's not a good one. He's never once shown up in a court on behalf of somebody, and thank God. Imagine you watch this fucking video, and then you got to go to court, and they give you Nick as your pro bono. And I'm, again, Misfit Patriot. I'm not talking about your father. Your pro bono lawyer, you know, your public defender, Nick Rekieta shows up. You're going to jail. You might as well just not even go to court that day. Just let them do a default judgment on you. You're going to fucking jail. There's now a warrant out for your arrest. You're dead. They may give you life. Oh, you shoplifted? Sorry, we're going to throw the chair at you.
Oh my God, we
Not
talk
you,
every
Carl.
day, you moron. What is wrong
got
with
It was all
you?
fat
got her
incels at
permission?
Hackmania.
You got her permission to show her.
It was a lot of fat guys. And there must have been a few incels. I mean, you know, the guy running Hackmania is fat. You can't do the fat part. You can roll your eyes at the incel part. Fat. We've seen the audience. We saw the pictures.
Text messages on a.
It's an internet crash. Have you ever seen a Reddit meetup? You know, you know what you're going to get.
large screen back in when? November?
Oh my God, yeah, but that's
Yibba.
story. She told me
It's a weird
well
thing.
before
Why
well
won't you
before
let him answer
November.
it?
She told me that story before November, you retard. That being said, we were planning on telling that story from the moment she told it.
Until she has a new boyfriend, maybe you might want to get new permission to.
No, I don't give a shit at all about getting new permission.
Okay, so you don't have permission.
Wait, so
What are you talking
he owns
about?
April? The
These
new
kids?
boyfriend owns April.
When did the
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's how I know, because I've seen April behave with 2 other guys. And the way she does it is that she is some sort of kept pet. She's a creature that they fuck. Okay. And I know to a lot of people out there, it sounds like I'm just describing, you know, your average woman. I am. April is just a dumb girl. That's it. There ain't nothing special going on there. I don't care how many different dudes claim she was an angel to them. Okay. Anything looks like an angel to you from hell. The constant hell you must be living in to be any of these sick freaks. So April's just some dumb idiot. Yeah. She's the most micro chimeraed bitch of all time. She's a goop. Her pussy is goop soup. Okay? There are so many different dudes' DNA floating around inside her brain. She no longer knows what her hobbies are. She has taken on, she's amalgamated, Akira style. She is as this blob. What is the fucking word I'm looking for here? Where she's like accumulate. She's oh my God, normal human word that I am looking for, where she's taking it in and making it a part of herself. This is a word that starts with A. I know what it is. It's on the tip of my penis.
Assimilating it.
Absorb is like it's almost sort of there. Goop soup, they're saying in the chat. Accumulate. She's acquiring, not quite there. She's assimilating. Thank you, Caster. Thank you. She's assimilating. She has assimilated so many, and I couldn't think of that word, by the way, because it begins with ASS, and I'm not cum-brained. I don't think about terms like that, okay? That Nick could have pulled that word instantly. He would come up with that word when he didn't even need it. I'm assimilating. And you're like, okay, calm down, buddy.
We believe you.
So she's assimilated so many men into her. She's brought them into her fold, if you will. Wait, who's this in here that's deafened? Or
Robert Robinson.
Oh, this is okay, cool. So is a pedophile. You want to talk to a pedophile real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess.
Hey, pedophile, what's up? Robert?
You can mute Robert. Unmute.
Yeah, just unmute. You can talk now. Go ahead. I didn't, dude. How did we know this was him? How did he even
Trevor
get back
just
into
said
the...
it.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll give him the goon roll, the noise. Okay. There you go. Now you can talk. Go ahead.
Unmute.
Yo.
That doesn't sound like Robert. Is that Robert Robinson? Yeah. Who is this?
No, I don't know who that is.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
say more words. I don't know why they said that about you or why you were.
I was just calling in because earlier in that episode where Nick's freaking out, before Keanu came on, he admitted to having coke in the car with his kid when he was getting pulled over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Hang on a second. Let me just take you back to the right role here. I want to, first of all, let me apologize for introducing you onto the show as that pedophile. This is a case of...
it's not the warmest welcome I've ever gotten.
This is a case of mistaken identity. I have no idea who is server muting you or accusing you of this. I think maybe somebody got a little confused because your name is Glenn Gooley, which sounds like Sven-Gooley, which is a thing that this particular pedo is a fan of, but it's not exclusive to him. So maybe we're jumping the gun a little bit, some people. Hello? Okay, sorry about that. Hey, how'd you find PODAWFUL, by the way?
No, I've been around since the Mersh A-logging began.
Okay, wow, long time. All right, so yeah, this is a great point. I didn't see this, but I did hear people talking about this. Yeah, he admits that not only was his daughter in the car, right, but he had the coke in the car with him. This is the first time that he's admitted something like this on air, I believe. Is that right?
I think so. I don't know. I know that like Dabbleverse guys are covering for Nick, but dude's getting really comfy. I love it.
Emphasis.
He is closer and closer, just spilling all the beans.
Emphasis on the cum part of that. By the way, here's a picture of Hackamania. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. That's them all. Wow. Everybody's there.
Is this real?
Yeah, this is right here. This is Citizen M, and he's holding.
Oh, okay.
He's holding K McDuck, and this is Doom right here, and this dog. This dog is Stalin, by the way. A lot of babies.
Oh, Stalin.
A lot of strange number of babies. By the way, no black adults, but a black child. Not sure how that one works. Okay, anyway. Yeah, Yeah, that's a great point, though. Thank you, guy who is definitely not a pedophile as far as we are legally aware. And I'm so sorry that somebody else decided to say that about you, not me, but it was, in fact, Jared, whose full name I can provide you in case you ever need it.
Yeah, no worries. H2BH.
Of course. Thank you. Did you have any other points? Thank you for adding that. Did you have any other points?
No, I mean, look, I'm just so sick of everybody picking sides in this. It's like both of these guys are awful and gay. I'm trying to avoid words that will get me kicked off of YouTube or you guys.
Thank you so much.
These guys suck, and I don't know. They need to be laughed at.
Thank you. And of course, that's exactly what we agree with. Thank you, Glenn Gooley. Again, ladies and gentlemen, not a fucking pedophile, everybody. Glenn Gooley.
You're the man, Glenn.
Or maybe. Could be. We don't know. I don't want to say that, and then it turns out, somebody comes to me with a signed affidavit, pictures and proof. Please don't send me pictures. So, what were we talking about?
Permission, go away.
You have permission from months
She's
ago?
too dumb to talk to. You can't even.
Kiki, you're about to share some text from April. When did you get permission to share those?
No, I don't. I don't
You
think he had.
evil.
He
You
had
are
permission.
You said
monster.
You had your phone out.
He's
You were
so
going
right
to
in the
bing,
face
bing those
because he
texts.
knows he's wrong. You said literally I had
No, you
full
dumb bitch.
permission.
You doxed a woman that I really, really cared for and put her in
didn't
danger
know where she
because you're
was
so
living.
stupid. You thought that
Pretty
would
sure
be a
you
good
doxed her,
idea.
Nick.
You took her
Yeah, you gave out her address on air.
entire privacy and shredded it with her ex-husband who beat her.
Whoa. And let me just be clear here. You're the good guy in front of the Joker poster. I just gotta, hang on a second. Let me just write this down here. So, Joker, good guy. Okay. And then the evil one is the lady who's the lady's friend. The airhead with a smile. That's the bad person. And I'm going to put dash citizen M says, and then parentheses must believe. And then brackets, citizen M is in fact a child. Bracket, then curly bracket, keep citizen M away from Glenn Gooley just in case. End curly bracket. Okay, good.
No.
Grabbed you by the feet.
Whoa, what? Grabbed you by the feet.
Whoa.
I didn't even know that was an option. What are we doing? Krav Maga?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Grabs you by the feet. I mean, I've never even heard that before. I hope someone grabs you by the feet. And then what? Is there a follow-up to that? Or just her husband? Yeah. Is this a foot guy? Oh, Nick's a fucking foot guy. Cum guys are always, they're one step away from foot guys.
Person
Not
ever.
for
What
how,
you did
because
to her is
everyone
evil.
knew she was
You're
living in the house next door.
evil.
Everyone knew she was living in
Just to be clear, when he says that April was doxxed, he means in the house on his own property that everybody already knew about.
Yeah.
So
right.
the
No,
house
they
next
didn't.
door. Yes,
No, they didn't. I have the text messages of her.
I have them! It is I! I am the one who has the text messages! It's a normal level of winning from a guy. This is the guy whose side you should be on if you ask the Dabbleverse. Is this?
Knew she was living in the
No,
house
they
next
didn't.
door. Yes,
No, they didn't. I have the text messages of her.
And what?
Look at him. Look at the absolute pain. Look at him looking at his own finger to make sure he's pointing it the right direction. You never know. You never know which way you could be. And he's pointing to himself, but with his middle finger. Now, that's a move. Somebody ought to grab this guy by the feet, I say.
Could
And then
Deanna
what,
do
when
this
Kayla-
to me?
and then
Why
she
would
called
she
me
do this to
crying
me?
when she-
Why would she do this to me? He cries into his pillow, kicking and screaming. Loud equals funny, but not for the reasons you intended.
calls me crying and saying,
She
I
didn't
can
call
only
you
go
crying.
over there. I can. She did.
Hey, Kiki, what's
She did.
You how can okay? So now she didn't call you cry. How do you know?
Yeah.
That. And see, this is actually an interesting little peek into a window of the mind of Nick Rekieta here. Is what's going on is he doesn't know that she was calling. She had to hide. She had to secret call to inform of abuse. Okay? So now he thinks he knows every call she made while she was living there because she was under his watchful nose. Every single thing she did on that phone, he was inspecting, and she was having to download, Signal and Telegram in order to get a hold of somebody to go, I'm being abused, please help. Now, just to be clear, I don't believe any woman ever when she says she was abused, unless she says a goon did it. And then I believe it. Then I believe it wholeheartedly. So of course we do believe Abe. We believe that Aaron eats cum. We believe that Nick is an abuser. We believe that Aaron headbutts. This is one of his signature attack moves. He's always trying to get in the ring with other guys from the internet. Don't let him charge up his Y, because if he does, he's able to use headbutt, and unless you know how to dodge or block properly, you're not going to. Ape, unfortunately, did not use Ape Escape in time. Headbutt was super effective.
Gino's I can only go over there. I can only go over there when Kayla leaves the house, and that's the only time he wants to hang out with me, when Kayla leaves, and then I can only go over there, and then he wants to bone me, and then I have to leave again.
Yeah,
and then
we're on the best terms, you dummy.
Okay,
we weren't on the best terms. Come on, I mean, you know how it is as a married couple when you're not really on the.
Wouldn't have sex with her anymore, and I stopped. What the wrong with you?
You
were in October, you retard. When was the last time you talked to her, Keanu? When was it?
When was the last time you
27th?
did?
When was it?
See, stupid Keanu, just good, nice, fucking killing it. Again, I've been here before. I know the mistakes that you can make in this type of scenario, and the mistake you make is, just steamroll. You got it. Whatever your point was for getting into this sticky scenario, you just keep saying it, no matter what they say. In fact, don't even listen to their responses. Doesn't matter what he says. Just steamroll with whatever your thing is. And she's doing that perfectly. It's just, of course, a complete accident. She's like Mr. Magoo.
And you say she's outsmarting the lawyer Nick Rekieta, though? Like, she's outsmarting him,
Outsmarting is not the right word.
I know, but it's a joke.
Something. I mean, there's something happening for sure. Smart shouldn't be anywhere near the terms
but
being
as an
used
embarrassment
here.
for Nick, she's outsmarting him. Sorry for me.
Well, it's a Mr. Magoo scenario. She something about a construction site where,
Inspector Gadget.
So a lady like this will bright-eyed just wander into an active construction site. No one seems to notice her. She ends up on a girder. Somehow there's an elevator, a working elevator in the middle of an incomplete building. And then, another guy brings an I-beam along on a crane, and she walks onto that, and it lowers her to the ground. And safely, and somehow a flower pot falls from the sky. It just misses her. And then she's like, ooh, a flower. And she picks it up and puts it in her hair, and everything is fine. That's this fight.
When was the last time he did? When was the last time you did, Keanu?
October 27th, right?
Crazy that you have this memorized. Straight up fucking psycho that you even have an idea of a date. I don't know when my anniversary is. You know the last time a woman spoke to another woman exactly? That's not even you. That's a different person.
October, no. It was probably...
You're telling her? That's bad. It looks bad. Sounds bad.
He sucks. I can take a look back. But...
How would I know this? What magic would I know about your conversation, you idiot?
What magic? You knew the date. That's kind of magical. That to me, that's magic.
Maybe it was the months I spent talking to April afterward.
Look how red you are. Would you? Shall I?
I'm red. I'm mad
Shall
at
I?
you.
Going to ad
What do you
hominem.
think?
Shall I?
Yes.
Shall I? I
You're
just
red and
was
angry.
it January at the
Nice save, Mel.
traffic stop.
I mean, yeah, it's funny. You're on a comedy show. This isn't, this isn't Destiny versus, some child that Destiny found on TikTok in order to destroy. This is not a debate. This is not a real argument. You brought them on for fun. And then the second she's like, haha, I made you mad. You're like, no, you're not allowed. There's rules to this. Logical fallacies much? Utopia fallacy. No true Scotsman.
And that's how you knew somehow that her boyfriend didn't like.
At the traffic stop, you dumb bitch! You can't follow.
When did you get?
Okay, but stop.
traffic stop?
Stop steel manning his red face. Okay, yeah, traffic. He did call it a traffic stop.
That her boyfriend didn't like.
At the traffic stop, you dumb bitch!
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that's now officially on the record as a goddamn traffic stop.
Stop.
That's not. I mean, that's not her fault now to call it a traffic stop.
You can't follow.
When did you get the permission? 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 When did you get the permission?
And ask them.
When did you get the
She's
permission?
too dumb that even she can't talk. She's dumb.
If she's so dumb, then why is he getting so frustrated? Like an actual dummy, not making any points. You're just laughing. Like these guys are laughing. He's laughing. This is a normal reaction to that. And, Carl's just fucking there for some reason. I don't know what the point of this dude is. He just exists. He's like a guy. I guess they just need a guy to sort of sew all of the Dabbleverse together occasionally and go, I don't know why he sounds like the millionaire from Gilligan's Island, but see, here's what's going on. Nick has information that these guys don't. Again, all of their info comes from Nick. It's just what he's told them. And he knows the truth. So he's getting frustrated because he knows where the cracks are now showing. They believe they now believe that they have some sort of, again, ethereal truth in all of this, as if they watched it all with their own eyes go down, which they would have loved to do. So they don't realize the reason they're not getting frustrated, and he is she is stupidly saying stuff. And yes, she is stupid. And yes, the thing she says makes no sense. But unfortunately, it's putting Nick came onto this stream with the thought in his head that this was everybody's my pal, I'm going to get away with it again scenario. He had no idea that there was going to be the chance of somebody coming in and actually challenging him on something. So this is not, this is the frustration of Keanu. This is the frustration of that footage of his house is coming out soon. This is the frustration of keeping together the lies. And an unspoken truth in all of this is he is now frustrated at Patrick and Carl and Moody. Is that his name? Moody, because they have basically, essentially tricked him. They got him onto this show and they did not tell him, nobody told him that this was going to happen. So now he feels cornered. He thinks that he's been tricked. He's been trapped. And he has.
And
I'm
yes, it is
asking a
millions
question.
or fake Scott.
Yes, exactly.
Why is that such a hard question to answer? Why is that such a hard question?
Picture of the underside of the carton and sell it online, retard.
Why is that
Jesus
such a hard
Christ.
question to answer? Why is that such a hard question to answer?
No one needs the answer. The
Why-
question
why
is
not?
stupid because the
I
question's
need the
dumb.
answer.
Someone says, I don't even know what this means. Someone says Carl equals the Anne Frank of the Dabbleverse. Why? Because he's having to be quiet? I don't know what that... What do you? I agree though. It's true, and everybody should start calling him that.
just so dumb you don't realize
When
it.
did you get the
Yeah.
permission? When did you get the permission?
I talked to this woman every single day.
He said from when they the first time she told him.
Why does
the
he
first
need
time
help?
she told him? He
Stop
said
helping.
they had planned to tell
So
it at
don't you
Hackmania. He
think
got her
things
permission.
may have changed since from whenever?
You can see it. He's starting to Jones. You know, this is an always pleasure, never pain type guy. He's jonesing bad right now. This is not the day he was expecting to have. He told them he's got a hard out. He was like, yeah, I got to be out of here at a certain time. It's already an hour past that.
Who's the onus on to update about the status? Is it on April?
No,
or is
I
it
don't
on
think
him?
it's. I don't think it's
I'm
changed
just
at
asking
all.
the question. I'm asking the question.
Yeah, it's a dumb question.
How do you know?
It's
How do you know?
retarded.
How do you know?
Get your
Okay, yeah, it probably is stupid. Calm down. Calm down.
Yeah.
Just calm down.
No,
That
hold
was
on. How do you know
super.
Gino still loves you? Have you checked in the past 5 minutes? You might not still be married. Check in.
I'm just
talking about?
asking when you got the
Has he
permission.
been sleeping in the garbage
did you
cans he's
get
selling?
permission?
Like, are you
When did you
alone
get
now?
permission?
What's wrong with
No,
you?
I know you're all trying to defend your little
Get this
festival.
dumb.
No one's trying.
You're trying to defend your little festival. Nick is now their festival. And that's so true, by the way. You know, we said Hackmania was all about Aaron, but the guest of honor was Nick Rekieta. He was the festival. That nothing would have happened if he hadn't agreed to go do that. Defending your little festival. Nick is a cum festival. Okay? He's a guy cum festival, a girl cum festival. It's just a festival of cum.
I told Kiki I'd never talk to her loser ass again.
Cheerios.
Don't bother Kiki.
Fucking unthreatening because you're so goddamn stupid.
You're so upset. You're so red in the face. It's ridiculous.
I'm mad.
Going red mode.
I'm angry. You took someone I love and you shredded them to the
You love.
Right.
self.
You
And you
love.
shredded
I'm
your
mad about
whippets.
that.
Oh
You
my
said she was your
God.
friend and
No,
you did that to
you're full
her.
of shit. You're
Oh
full
my
of
God,
shit. I've
find a
never been
bridge
more
and hang
worried
yourself,
about
you
you.
dumb bitch.
Have another whippet. Have another whippet and call it a f***ing day.
Have
I'm glad
another
you-
whippet.
When did you get permission to share the text that you're threatening to share right now?
I will. I will.
No, but
I don't
when
care
did you
if
get permission?
clearly
We'll
don't
get
give a
permission
shit.
after the
When?
Okay.
When did you get permission?
No, I
When?
don't have permission. That's why.
then why are you saying you'll
putting
share
them
them?
on the
Monster.
screen?
You
I'm
are
just
an
wondering
absolute
when you had the
Why?
permission to share those.
You're a
But
monster.
you're
She's
saying
my
you'll share
best
them.
friend. Here's all of her life.
He's answered that.
You're a monster. She hasn't even done it yet. This is what you guys already did. And they do this so many times. I'm not going to play the whole thing. There's so many videos. Go watch them on your own time. It's a great watch. But I wish we could get to everything. We just don't have the time. Unfortunately, there is a moment in here where she like nails him. She nails him. It's much later in the call. And I don't have the exact time code now. She nails him on something where it's like, okay, hang on a second. If this, then that. If you're saying it's bad that I did. Oh, it's the whole sharing nudes thing. Fake crime. 100% fake crime, the nudes thing. Patrick Melton shared a link to Keanu's nudes online. And he tries to, again, he's trying to lawyer his way out of it too, where he's like, I didn't share the pictures. I shared the link.
Oh my God.
And it's like, okay, well, spiritually, that's the same fucking thing, right? That's the idea of
We
what's
don't
going
say
on.
share the picture of the show. We share the link of the show.
Right, exactly. It's you're sharing the link so that people then go look at the pictures. You know that when you share a picture, it's a link, right? It just embeds the photo. It's also a link to a file. And I know Patrick knows that. And of course, he's just trying to win the debate, which again is not a debate. This is a retard. So how did you lose? How did you lose? So she gets him. I mean, she absolutely destroys them on this one.
Kiki won.
Now, to be fair and to be clear about this, her nudes that are, that he's sharing, she had an OnlyFans where she's like spreading her fucking butthole. Exactly, though. Exactly. Because revenge porn is a dumb bitch law. It exists to protect dumb bitches who do dumb shit and then regret it later. And if you think that you should be allowed to share that picture because she did, because she one time sold it, but now regrets it, then you are doing the same thing in the same intended spirit of the revenge porn law. You're sharing it out of revenge. You know she doesn't like it, and so you share it to make her mad, and it did. And Patrick claims that Keanu flagged down his Twitter as a result. She claims she didn't do it. Then it's this whole fight where she's like, well, maybe I did, and if I did, it was good. You know, she does that whole move, which is really funny because usually that's a losing battle, saying all that stuff. That's just instant. You can throw it out. Not in this case. Strangely enough, this one time, she's still right in this scenario. She legitimately says, I believe, listen, look, she's a rockhead. I believe she doesn't remember if she did that or not. Patrick swears up and down he knows for a fact it's her. You can't know that. It's impossible to know that. But he claims that she went on her stream the next day and started gloating about it. Well, yeah, she's gloating that the guy who shared the thing she doesn't like doesn't have the Twitter where he shared it anymore. That doesn't mean she did it. She's gloating about it. Now, again, I'm fully for if you think if she's enjoying it, then it's her fault. She's bad. You can do the same stuff back to her. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking a side here. That you now have every right to fuck with her back as far as I'm concerned. Where it gets tricky, where it starts getting sticky on this, is Patrick keeps forgetting that he's admitting that he did it and that it broke a rule. He wouldn't have lost his account by just sharing the link, and that's fine. So Twitter seemed to agree that what he shared was at the very least private information, something like that, or else he wouldn't have lost the account. And so by arguing over and over again, yeah, you got my Twitter taken down, then he's admitting that he did exactly spiritually, maybe not legally, but maybe it should be legally, the same thing. He did spiritually the exact same thing as Aaron Imholt. Now, again, when I say that those should be legally the same thing, what I mean is revenge porn is a fake crime and should not be a law. And there's a point in this where Moody, this guy right here, says, I don't have people share nudes with me of other people. It's gross. Brother. Number one, if that's ever happened to you, you don't have friends. Okay? That's a friendless admission. Number two, I've seen the Nobody Likes Onions Discord. People are sharing stuff. Okay? Maybe it wasn't directly with you, lawyer, but it's being shared. And let's not forget in all of this, so Keanu's an OnlyFans whore. She's an idiot. She spread her butthole. Nick Rekieta used to share nudes of himself and his wife on his Locals, a paywall. That's OnlyFans. That's OnlyFans. It's the same thing. Yep. Where did the picture of Nick with a bottle up his ass come from? Oh, cool, a big boy drink. I'm a man. I'm a big boy. Where did that come from? I'm part of the intellectual dark web. Where did that come from? Came from his Locals. People were paying to see it. Where did the lewds of his wife come from? And there are rumors that more was shared. I haven't seen them myself. I don't know. Maybe somebody can correct me or elucidate for me on this. But I have heard many times that certain people got access to Nick Rekieta's, our wife's nudes through this Locals, which means they paid to see them. Why shouldn't Patrick share those then? Not the pictures, just the link to the pictures. What's the difference? What's the difference?
What's a link?
And this is, I don't know if we're going to get to this either, but this is the big point that I made, and Keanu brings it up, and it puts them all in a very awkward scenario. You know, I said, who do you think took the picture of Kayla? She didn't send him a nude. They fucked. They were fucking. He took the photo. The copyright of that photo is C in a circle, Aaron Imholt, then C-O care of Tarantula Media. And he owns that photo. I guarantee you he took the photo. He owns the photo. He was given permission to take the photo. And this is where this revenge porn law thing gets a little murky, because do you need permission beyond someone saying you can take the photo to then do something with the photo that you legally own? Because that's who legally owns it. You take a photo, you legally own it. There was literally a court case over whether or not a monkey owns the copyright to a photograph, because a monkey went up to a jungle photographer's camera and pressed the button. And they weren't sure that the photographer could claim they owned the copyright at that point. That's now like...
I give it to the monkey.
I give it to the monkey. Aaron's that monkey. And I've always said that, okay? And how do we know that it wasn't, the tarantula touching the buttons on the phone, taking the photo? Aaron's busy. He's grabbing Kayla's breasts and hiding her crossed eyes from his view, and he's thrusting, and the tarantula's up here holding, it's got his phone right here. Yes, yes, as he pounds, as he thrusts and he pounds into the ill-begotten wet flesh of our wife. I don't know. So I don't think you need more than the permission of the one time where the lady says you may take the photo. I'm sure that somebody is and will and can make the argument otherwise, and that is against the revenge porn law. I'm just saying the law is flawed. It's a bad law. It's a bad law, and every single person on this panel has done it. Every single one, including against Aaron. Again, I know the law says it has to be a lady. Anyone can be a lady now. So now what? You're allowed to just declare it. Okay? That's what Misfit Patriot did. Just started deciding it was a guy one day, and everybody now has to go along with that. Aaron is one funny surgery away from a total lawsuit. These guys they're gonna have to pay $50 fucking because this guy decides, you know what? These tits are actually pretty fucking rocking.
That question, he's answered it.
Yeah.
When back at the last time, like around the time I even talked to her.
Story, the first time she told him that story, she said he could share it.
Yes.
So you just need one-time permission? Sounds like a argument I was just making a second ago about another thing.
Say you could share your asking the question. No, he doesn't think you need to update it.
She doesn't want to be like a part of this or online or whatever.
Did you find that out when you talked to her on October 27th?
Well, thank you.
Yes, someone in chat says, let ye who hasn't revenge porn cast the first report. Exactly.
You apparently
you dumb bitch, put a bouncer in your mouth and
how do you not understand?
Hail Patrick.
So now there's AIs. It's getting crazy.
The king of Dabbleverse drama.
I know you are, but what am I? No.
January is after.
Okay, so now the AI just goes, I know you are, but what am I? And for a second, even I was like, wait, was that really her saying that? So Nick, in the middle of his rage he's having here, he is losing it enough that he probably thinks that Keanu just tried to rubber glue him.
October, right?
I'm sorry. You're wrong. You're wrong. She called me.
January's not after October.
I'm sorry that she called me and she said,
Yeah, that's what she meant. She was contesting the order of months.
Aaron and I just did a hit of nitrous. And she
dare me to drive.
It out of her mind. Aaron told me how to do nitrous.
That was long before I started doing nitrous.
Your leather face mom is chasing me around the Crawford house.
Kiki. What? Oh, and she had a follow-up interview with I was going to play this, but I think we won't have time. She did a follow-up interview with what's this guy's name? Kevin Brennan. which was really funny because Kevin Brandon's like, what? They didn't pay you? You went on there? They didn't fucking pay you? Huh? So, yeah, Kiki, yeah. And you could see he's like, he's an old grandpa. He's like salivating over these details. Every little thing where they go into, what about this with April and Nick? He's like, yeah. He's squirshing in his seat. It's really creepy.
Sorry, I know.
So you're allowed to have sex with more than one woman at a time? Huh?
She told me.
January.
Aaron taught me how to do. Excuse me. Nick taught me how to do nitrous. Nick taught me how to do nitrous.
Min taught me how to swim.
I said Aaron.
Yes.
By the way, hit like, please, for the love of Christ.
Yeah,
Nick
of course.
taught me how to do nitrous, and
I
I
taught
was
her how to do
fucking
nitrous and
worried
coke
about her.
and Molly and ketamine.
Exactly, and she was still doing it.
Great defense.
Okay, and we're supposed to do what now with that info? Think you're the good one, the cool one?
That's terrifying to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why are you changing the argument?
She makes her own choices. What is wrong with you?
She did not make her own choices. Like, women can't make choices. Duh. You can't tell Keanu that. She knows. She doesn't make choices. You think she thought Keanu cast was a good idea? Keanu cast. She's being forced to do that by Gino, her husband. He's out there having a fucking meltdown. Apparently, he now hawks merchandise for QVC or I saw a video where he's like trying to sell a vacuum cleaner or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't pay attention to this side of the internet enough. I just came across my feed. He was like selling, those old school things to pop popcorn with or some shit. And, a colander. He was like, look at this colander. It's like the most amazing thing. It's got holes in it. And which is the most amazing part of a colander. They're desperate for money. This is nothing any woman does is her own choice.
Or that she's calling me hyperventilating.
Oh, Citizen M, who again refuses to join and actually give his opinion. This will be the only chat of his I read. He says, I hate both Kiki and Aaron. Kiwi Farms only hates Nick out of embarrassment after years of building him up. Well, then what are they embarrassed about? You can't say they're embarrassed for building him up and then act like there isn't something to be embarrassed about. See, that was a sneaky little move you attempted to pull there, where you try to act like it's their fault. Okay, let's say they did build him up, which isn't even true. That's not how it happened. But let's say that is true. Why are they embarrassed now? Could there maybe be something extremely embarrassing about the man's behavior in life in which they would now feel embarrassed? And are you suspiciously leaving that out of your comment? What the fuck do you think is cool about Nick Rekieta? What, did he play one of your clips or shout you out something? What happened? There's got to be an excuse. I need Citizen M to call in. I really do. Because he's the most
He wrote another comment, but don't read it. Make him call in.
Oh, we don't read comments. We don't read the comments from Citizen M now. Okay? He's got to defend himself here. He's the most Dabbleverse brained guy that we have available to us currently, because Comedy Shaman's off the table, I guess. But, yeah.
He was in calling a few minutes ago, but then he left.
Oh, well, I didn't see him.
Well, he left before I could drag him in.
Okay. Citizen M, we don't notice right away. You got to give it a second. Jump and call him.
We're going to
dogpile him. Oh, absolutely. It's a 100% dog pile. We're going to make him feel like an absolute straight up Kiki.
One time. Retard.
This is why I don't deal with her.
You are so wrong. You are so wrong. I could show them
wrong. Incapable of taking
whatever. Show the receipts. You know what? Yeah, I'll have a festival about it and just like air them all out. That's what I'll do.
Why would you Gary?
All right, she's getting him. Let's get to the part where Nick, this is his first rage quit.
So right now.
Actually, let me roll it back just a little bit.
You want to hear it?
Hey, dummy, this is your conscious. And yes,
Okay, so she's been teasing, reading this thing. They're telling her she's the worst ever, but they also keep saying, "Go ahead and read it, do it." So now she's got it in front of her. She's going to read this text message. You want to hear it? Nick goes, "No, not really." Remember the beginning of this where they're all like, "Yes, read it, go ahead." They thought she didn't have it.
yes,
2
you
minutes
are.
past my heart
Wanna
out.
hear it?
You're the
Look, he's talking about his hard out now.
dumbest ever.
He's
and doing
talking
this to
about
your
you
friend is
and Kayla right
horrifying.
now. I've
Please.
been emotionally abused by both of them. He did acknowledge it weeks ago.
Oh no.
That's like when I started reading the Dax messages, the Daxy, the Dick, what do they call them? The Simpspiracy, the Daxy leaks. And they got rid of me, but this time Nick is the one who leaves. He's got somewhere
And
to go.
apologized and cried.
When did you
And
get permission
said
to
he
share
only
that,
did
Kate?
it
Oh, when did you get permission to share? You guys gave her the permission. You kept telling her to do it.
because he was hoping to get through this as us three. And he felt
And see, she just keeps reading it. Now Patrick is permanently stuck in his little smile. He doesn't know what to do.
her going away, and he didn't know what to do at the time. Now he realizes.
See, they don't know what to do. Now that Nick isn't there, number one, their first thought is, shit, there goes the money. Nick left, there goes the money. This is going to now peter out. But number two, they can't kick her. They're in a fucking tough spot right here. A really tough spot where if they kick her, they look bad. They already look bad because Nick ran away. Nick is now the gay loser of the fight. Nick runs away again at least 5 more times after this. He keeps coming back. He can't stop himself. He keeps coming back.
He doesn't know.
He has a hard in.
He has a hard in, hard out. Yeah, he's got a lot of hards.
What he has.
Not enough apes.
And he was trying to save it because he didn't know how to save it with her.
See, you can tell. They're defeated. Look at this. They don't know what the fuck to do. It's kind of amazing. And then, of course, Keanu keeps accusing Nick that what's really going on is he's going to go huff whippets. Everybody's saying he's stuck on these whippets and it's bad. He's fucking addicted to these whippets. Which kind of got my brain.
It's his version of Bones. It's his Bones.
Oh, yeah, it's his Bones. And I believe, he is like, there are times where he runs off of there and is back like a minute later. He's like, I had to take my kids to school. And you're like, what? It's 8 p.m. and that took 1 second. And now he's like completely red-faced and going, he's like inhaling helium.
It makes sense that he's on whippets now because guess what doesn't show up on a drug test?
Yep.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Which got my brain thinking. I started, something kept cooking inside my head as a result of all of this. If you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Just suck in my head.
Hell yeah.
Snort that whip. Give the cat a sip. Step on some crack that April left out back. When Keanu comes along, you take whippets. Before the streets that sound too long, you take whippets. When something's going wrong, you take whippets. Now whip it in your nose. Snort it up. Not straight. Crash out. Melt down. Try to inhale it. It's not too late. Take whippets. Whippets good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Very good.
Thank you. My little indulgences, my little indulgences. I couldn't stop thinking about it. We have here, by the way, thank you so much to Cast Iron for grabbing this for me. We've got the clip of Nick arguing with the AI Ethan Ralph style. Now, our very last pod after show we did, which was not available in the Pizza Fund for some time, was all about Ethan Ralph for 12 minutes arguing with AI, forgetting that he was talking to his own super chat. It was the most unbelievable thing that we had ever seen. And then, of course, the fucking Pizza Fund goes down. So a lot of people missed it. It's on the Pizza Fund. Okay? If you want to see it, if you're in the Pizza Fund, $6 level and up, you can go watch it right now. PodAwful.pizza. We've got that one back up. We also have the most recent Primo episode back up as well. And we will be continuing with Primo episodes going forward. We'll just figure it out until everything's back together. Anyway, here's Nick Rekieta pulling an Ethan Ralph. Insane.
The fact that it's very good at doing an impression doesn't mean that anyone thinks that that's really the person speaking. In fact,
wait, this isn't. No. Did I click the wrong one? Here's a clip of Nick arguing. Is this the clip or is this him?
I think this is a preface of him making a fool of himself because.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna. Yeah.
All right. Let me. Sorry. Now that I see, I didn't understand the where do we? Oh, we're gonna cut back. Okay, I see now. All right. I didn't have the proper context for this. Let's start this one over.
The fact that it's very good at doing an impression doesn't mean that anyone thinks that that's really the person speaking. In fact, I think.
So this is before. This is. This is awesome. Who the fuck found this? So I guess ahead of time, before this even happened, he's like, yeah, obviously no one's going to fall for fucking AI just because it sounds like them doesn't mean you. And he's probably, I'm assuming this is during one of his trial streams. So maybe this is a thought that's come up with like, well, how do you now prove in an age of AI, how do you prove that any audio or video evidence hasn't been fabricated? He's like, please, you can tell the difference between a real person and AI.
If anybody claimed that, they should be locked up. They should just be put in prison. They shouldn't be able to operate a motor vehicle or whatever it is.
Funny you should say that.
Or whatever it is.
They're either flat out lying or they're too stupid for society.
Uh-oh. Bing, 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 bing. Random drug test time. Knock, 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 knock. Watch this. This is so funny.
Who had been doing that to them for 6 months?
I don't have any of them. Also, this has to be doing wonders for Kayla's self-esteem.
Kayla knows that she
Yeah, I
was
bet
there.
it's not. Yeah, right.
She was there. Do you think she doesn't know this? Like, what is wrong
Don't
with
yell
you?
at the AI.
Patrick has to jump in and save him.
That was just
Yeah. What do you want from me? I didn't say that.
They're too stupid for society.
Too stupid for
The fact
society.
that
Your
it's-
Honor, lock him up.
Jesse, if there had been an earlier chatter there, they would have sent in repeated "Are you mad, bros?" in the AI and made him all the rage.
Oh my god! I haven't even played the worst of it, dude. That he gets so much angrier throughout. You know, it's not. It's just too old of a clip now to go over the entire thing at this point. But I'll tell you what we will be doing. We will be covering that body cam footage when it comes out. I am so excited. Oh my god! And by the way, you know, what is the latest update on the body cam footage? Thanks to Alyssa Clips. That was an Alyssa Clips clip. What is the update on the body cam footage? I know Josh Moon's been talking about this. Is it ready to go? Is it just sitting there waiting for him to pick it up?
Seems imminent. Seems imminent is kind of the buzz.
Okay,
Don't know.
Here's the deal. If you live anywhere nearby Spicer or Candy, what is it called? Candy Yahoo or something, which I believe is a Super Mario Brothers world. If you live near this place in Minnesota and you can go and get the footage before Josh Moon's guy goes to get it, if we can somehow scoop it on him,
Moon.
we will. I'll pay you for it. We'll scoop. Whatever we got to do to get this to happen, if you are in the vicinity, it would be really, really funny after all this buildup to just steal the footage before he can get it. You know, doesn't he claim to live in Romania or something? So he's going to have to get a proxy to get it for him anyway. If it's a physical thing, I don't know why they wouldn't just email it to you. But, you know, sometimes these government things are like that. But
Josh,
go ahead.
Josh sweeps, Jesse scoops.
Exactly. I'm a bit of a scooper. You're just dishonest and dumb, Jesse. I'm out. Dishonest about what? call in.
Prove it.
I mean,
Where are the receipts?
I'm dumb. I don't know about dishonest, but you can't.
Greatest guys never lie.
You can't accuse me of being dishonest and dumb. What? How do I know I'm lying?
And how would he be the greatest guy? The greatest guy couldn't lie.
It's just
I don't know no better. I'm just stupid. I'm sorry.
Imagine Yeah, how many white kids do you have, Keanu? Matter of fact, Bish, you don't have any white kids, bitch. That sounds nothing. That sounds nothing like Ethan Ralph. That's a crazy impression. That's like
Kevin Brennan's right on though.
That's like Dana Carvey.
50% confused, 50% angry. That's what KB.
PPP's Ethan Ralph is like Dana Carvey doing George W. Bush. Like it's not even a human being anymore at this point. It's just, I'm Ethan Ralph. Matter of fact, maybe it's you, bitch.
That's it.
Anyway, yeah, I would love to know what that guy's freaking out about. I guess he's in love with Nick Rekieta. Maybe Nick Rekieta glamoured him the way he did April or something. I don't know what am I lying about? Which thing could have even been a lie other than perhaps that Nick's car does not turn into a transformer? Maybe. What am I lying about? Anyway, if somebody has the ability to get me that footage before anyone else, that would be really, really funny. I'll, of course, I'll also share it for everybody immediately after the episode, the emergency broadcast episode where we instantly go live no matter what time it is and go over piece by piece every single frame of that body cam footage. I cannot wait for it. Okay, so this is something pretty interesting. I've talked to the people in Discord about this before. I keep getting recommended Jordan Peterson videos where he's having debates with atheists. You guys remember me talking about this? And he refuses to actually say he believes in God. Like, you can tell he's lying. Every single person who sees any of these things, any of these stupid debates he's having, instantly he's just pretending to believe in God as like some sort of intellectual exercise or something, or I don't know, somehow it probably helps Israel or something. Anyway, I guess Jordan found time in between crying sessions in order to show up on, I gotta be honest, maybe one of my new favorite YouTube channels. I'm not typically somebody who watches YouTube channels with millions of subscribers. Not really my thing typically. But this Jubilee channel, and I've recommended this to you guys recently too. You got to watch this. Jubilee, they're the ones that they get away with some crazy shit on this. They are the ones that do those things where it's like, it's 7 black dudes and 1 white guy pretending to be black, and they're all blindfolded and have to figure out which one's the white guy. Or they'll do it with Chinese, They'll have like one, there'll be like a black woman pretending to be Chinese and everybody else is wearing a blindfold, which is of course dental floss. And then they all Chinese whisper to each other. And the black woman will be like, oh yeah, no, I grew up and that's like a totally okay, millions of views YouTube. It's incredible. They'll have a thing where, it's I don't know, like it'll be like 3 gay people have to stand there and like swipe left or right on a line of people and choose whether or not they simply look gay. Basically softly admitting that that's a possibility, that you can just visually be gay. We're all aware of it. It is a phenotype. This other thing they do that I really love is this surrounded bit, okay? And the entire concept here, if you've never seen it, is they get one guy, he's got strong beliefs in a thing, and he is surrounded by 15 to 25 people who disagree with him. So if it's a vegan, it's a bunch of carnivores surrounding him. And the way it works is, and this is a really stupid setup, only, dumb, toe-tapping burgermeisters could come up with something like this, where the way it works is, you have to run up to a chair, and you're the first one to touch the chair gets to argue with the guy. And then while you're sitting there, everyone else has a red flag and gets to raise it in the air. And if enough people, if a majority of people raise the red flag, you're out and the next person has to go in and try their best. But the funny thing that happens with this every fucking time is they never put the flag up for the person being bad at arguing. The flags always, here's what they do. They put a conservative guy in the middle and he goes, I believe white people should be allowed. And then it's 25 gay, just sprang from the earth mysteries. Some really, these people have never seen Hyperborea in their lives, if you catch my drift.
Oh, no.
A distinct allergy to mayonnaise on every single Zoomer. And it'll be like a middle-aged guy, too, So one of these Daily Wire retards will be sitting there, and he'll be like, I actually believe that gay people eat poop. And then it's not even, doesn't have to be about gay, but every single person surrounding them is a gay guy.
Outrage ensues.
They've got like a chain going from their nose ring to their ear ring type, like visibly gay, because that's what this Jubilee channel's into, is visible gayness. And again, it's like they'll have white people too. It's not just, but it's an absurd. Like I saw one where the person in the middle was the lefty, and they were surrounded by conservatives, and 70 to 80% of the conservative kids surrounding this bitch were brown, which doesn't seem like your typical offering. It seemed like maybe something was up with the numbers on that one. I'm not Leather Apron Club. I can't run these numbers. I don't got the kind of time. But if somebody could crunch, if we could get an accountant on this, obviously it's going to have to be a specific type of accountant. Most of them would never touch this with a 10-foot pole. So, point is, Jordan Peterson, he wakes up from his benzo coma and he goes, I'm unsurrounded. And they've surrounded him with a bunch of gay guys. But it's Jordan Peterson. So, all right, now here's the thing. This is so funny because this is exactly what I've been talking about. Like drip fed down, distilled into the tiniest, microcosm of this Jordan Peterson refuses to admit he's not Christian scenario. It's so funny. The title is Jordan Peterson versus 20 atheists. However, 4 hours, for the first 4 hours of this video's life, it was titled One Christian versus 20 atheists. That's the way they normally title it. And then it says featuring Jordan Peterson. They not only went in and changed the title, they actually changed, nobody else is calling this, everybody's calling out the title change. They actually changed the entire video.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody managed to grab it early enough to prove me right on this, but I'm positive I'm correct on this. Again, they always title it that way. One thing versus 20 opposite things. That's how and then featuring whoever the guest star is. They've now changed it because this has been the most embarrassing. They've basically debunked Jordan Peterson as a Christian. And it's like the most smarmiest, shittiest kids ever doing this. Take a look at this. Watch it.
Hello there. I'm Dr. Jordan Peterson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Joker. And he will be arguing with apparently Matan Evans. So, you believe in like Jewish people?
I'm a clinical psychologist.
And look, iDubbbz is there. That's cool. Hey, iDubbbz.
Just a professor emeritus.
Very shiny forehead black man is there.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, look at that guy. He's sweating. He's nervous about this one. He's like, I hope he gets my pronouns right.
Clinical psychologist, professor.
I will never get your pronouns right. Read my lips right now, you devil troll demon.
Then clean your room.
You absolute mudblood.
It turns out he's like the most racist guy of all time.
Probably is.
You scum sucking jigaboo. I don't get pronouns, okay? I don't respect black pronouns, and I never have, and I never will. And that's what I'm known for. I'm Jordan Peterson. And he hops on a motorcycle and puts a leather jacket over his shoulder and rides away. And then it transforms into a robot and walks away, and a guy calls me a liar.
Emeritus at the University of Toronto, an author, a podcaster, public speaker, and today I'm surrounded by 25 atheists.
25.
25. Yeah, so he says 25 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, it's absolutely only 20 of them. So I don't know where
I have five atheist personalities with me in my body. We are a series.
I'm actually so Christian. I alone make up 5 atheists inside my own body. You know, there's a biological difference between an atheist and a lobster, but I haven't quite figured out what it is.
They both taste great when you cook them right.
And you know what else is red? Nick Rekieta is a lobster, actually. If you boiled Nick Rekieta, his delicious, juicy meats inside him, you could live off of that. But do not eat vegetables. They will give you they'll give you a headache, and you'll fall into a dilapidated coma and have to live in Russia for years.
Have you ever seen what happens to a lobster when you give it a whippet? It's not
Guys,
good.
the greatest question ever asked to Dr. Jordan Peterson was, do you believe in God? His answer was, depends on what you mean by believe, depends on what you mean by God.
Wait, just wait. We're getting the most Jordan Peterson of all time. And look at this. So it says Jordan Peterson versus 25 atheists. So I don't know where this 25 thing comes from. The title is 20 atheists. He says 25. There's visibly only 20 of them. I don't know what's going on there. And again, not the way they normally title these. If you are a big enough channel, and this one certainly is, you are allowed to, after the fact, replace your video without losing views or comments. Most people don't know this. Big enough channels, if you've got like a contact at YouTube, you made a big mistake, you need to change something, you get to do it. They let you do it. You have special permissions, special tools to do it. I believe the video has been changed, even this part right here. And I think maybe even Jordan Peterson contacted him and was like, listen here, bucko. All right, you got to clean your room on this one. I never claimed I was a Christian. He's trying to Nick Rekieta his way out of being a Christian or not. I never used the language of being have you seen that Jordan Peterson is now a wizard hypnotist, by the way? He does a lot of Hitlerian style. You ever see those photos of Hitler practicing his speeches? Oh, he's doing this all the time. He's like Doctor Strange opening up portals in front of him when he talks. And if you're not careful, I might jab a finger right in your fucking eye, you atheist bastard.
You better hope your penis is washed.
Cast spells with those hands.
If I get down on all fours and I smell a dirty penis, you're going to be in big trouble, bucko.
My first claim, atheists reject God, but they don't understand what they're rejecting.
All right, so this is a little taste, and then we're going to get into the funny ones. So here's how it works. Now, boop, beep, pop. Now, they all got to run. Whoever touches the chair first, they get to debate him. And sometimes it's like they're crazy about it. There'll be some, black girl with dreads, and she wants that chair so bad, she's willing to knock other people out for it.
Good afternoon, Dr. Peterson.
How you doing?
So this claim here that atheists don't know what they're rejecting. My background is in studying to become a traditional Catholic priest, daily mass,
Grok, is this true? Okay, so I don't want to put you through this. This guy is actually kind of boring. Let me go to what I titled Twerp. Okay, now if you watch enough of these videos, you're gonna see this guy. I hate this kid. This is Twerp.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I guess since you said morality and purpose cannot be
but Twerp unfortunately does mop the floor with people. Any other one of these episodes, Twerp is like the most annoying, biggest Redditor, of all time. But he does it like Jordan is so out of his depth here.
In science, It would just depend on like what you're referencing. If you're saying a description of your psychological preferences would be considered within science, sure.
Well, what do you mean by psychological exactly?
You're a professor of psychology. What do you mean?
But I don't think that you have to say that it comes from science in order to be like an atheist. As an agnostic atheist, I don't know if God exists and I don't believe that.
So the reason I hate twerp, there's now a genre of guy inspired by Destiny. These are all riddled up children. They're like little twinks who spend all day on TikTok debating. Now, of course, debates are not even a thing. All right. This is something that we as a society need to get together and finally admit to and understand. Debates aren't real. No one's doing them right.
Stamp them out.
And they've all learned from Destiny that if you're, added up hard enough, if you talk the fastest, you win. They legitimately think this. They're sitting there, they're playing Factorio, and they're just reading Wikipedia as fast as humanly possible. Unfortunately, twerp is the winner here.
You know why that happened?
Yeah, Destiny, I just said.
No. You know why Destiny happened? It's because those black debate teams came up and the white people figured out the only way to compete with those crazy stomping and dancing black debate teams was just talk super fast. So they couldn't even have a chance to start banging the bongos.
They do that thing where after every line they go,
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like atheism cannot be real because it's so crazy. I don't know what the fuck that. Yeah, black people, they're like, yeah, we do debates too, and then they just turned it into step team, drum line or something. It's very strange.
Yeah, you got served.
Yeah.
That I would really reject would be like the all-knowing, all-powerful, all-good, perfect notion of God that plenty of Christians like prescribe themselves. So I guess.
How is that relevant?
Did you say you're allowed to prescribe yourself? Am I able to do that? Could 3 benzos, please? Bring them post haste.
Relevant to this claim.
You're basing a position of morality and purpose in some like notion of God that isn't the same type of notion of God that typical Christians would prescribe. Your notion of God is
what typical Christians?
Yeah, typically when I talk to Christians, they say that they believe in an all-knowing.
How about Cardinal Newman, who defined God as conscience? He's a major influence on all of Catholic social theory. How about that Christian?
Sure.
How about that? Cash me outside. How about that? You ever think of that?
Now, you have to understand, this is about midway through the video. And Jordan does this thing where at the beginning of the video, I've noticed this before too. At the beginning of the video, he doesn't know he's going to lose. He thinks, oh, this is easy. These are children. I win. And his eyes are open the whole time. And as each successive person starts wearing him down further and further, and as his medicine starts to wear off, he starts doing evil, closed, squinty eyes at the other person. Like he's got evil eyes looking at them. So you're seeing like the beginning stages of that here. He is not the closer he is to feeling defeated, the closer he is to closing his eyes fully and doing Chinese whispers.
So do you believe in the all-knowing, all-powerful, all-good notion of God?
What do you mean by believe?
Oh my God! Of course. Listen, of course. What is believing? Who knows what that? I mean.
Hi, Dr. Peterson. Nice to meet you. Thank you for debating.
What do you mean by Dr. Peterson? Who is that exactly? What do you mean by doctor? A doctor of what? I don't bring in patients. I don't tap their little knees with a little hammer to see if they kick. What do you mean by Peterson? Who's Peter? My father's name's not Peter. I'm his son, God damn it. Oh, didn't mean that one. Shit. Shit. My facade.
Hey, Jordan, what do you want?
You're basically Canadian.
Jordan, what do you want for dinner tonight?
What do you mean by dinner tonight? What is tonight? Later this evening or midnight when the troll demons come out? Are you positive? Are you positive later tonight? What about the afternoon? What happened to lunch? Whatever happened to lunch? What happened to a nice lobster boil? Midday. What do you mean by dinner? Do you mean supper? I eat supper. What do you mean by eat? Masticate? Swallow? Consume? I don't think so. How do you know for sure there is a God I'll tell you. It says so in the Bible. You know what it doesn't say in the Bible? What time dinner is. You want to know when I want to eat? What do you mean by eat? What do you mean by time? What do you mean by what do you mean by eat? Just those individual syllables and letters. What do you mean by those? Those specific ones. What do you mean by pausing after you ask a question? What do you mean by question mark? What do I mean by it? Help. Okay, so
do I even mean it?
There's a moment in here. I don't know if it's in the clips I'm going to show you, but there's a moment in here where he starts breaking reality down to such finite points. And it's like, what is even the point of discussion anymore? Like, we can't even go any further with life at this point because you've just now made everything meaningless. Again, Schrödinger's Christian. If you look at, he believes in God and doesn't believe in God in the same time until you look in the box and you find out he's just masturbating.
You think it to be true?
That's the circular definition. What do you mean when you say you believe?
What do you mean believe? You can't spell believe without lie. Did you mean lie? Are you calling me a liar?
How is that circular?
Because you added no content.
Because it's got corners. And a square isn't a circle, is it?
To the answer by substituting the word true and believe.
I said, you think it to be true.
All right. So if you believe something, you stake your life on.
This is like talking to Tom Gully at his worst. It's so...
See how he's getting angry, too? This is his move. If he starts to feel defeated, the anger comes out. Because you're not supposed to defeat Dr. Evil.
Yes. Look at the eyes. Dr. Peterson.
Why he's angry.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, whoa, what the fuck? Okay, listen, Jordan, don't get mad, but there's one of them right behind you. Just don't turn around.
You live for it?
That's not the type of thing I meant that was behind him. He would be happy.
What?
He would be happy about that behind him. What you said. I'm saying a different. I'm saying a she/her situation might be happening.
Oh.
The Harry Potter glasses.
And you die
Misfit
for it.
Patriot.
No, wait, hang on. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Right. So if you believe something, you stake your life on it.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I'd fucking kill you right now if I had the chance. If these cameras weren't on, you think you could take Dr. Peterson one-on-one, mano-y-mano? I don't think so, bucko.
Live for it, and you die for it.
I'm a carnivore.
I've died before, and I'll die again. I'm Christ. Ooh.
Just losing his mind.
That's what I mean by that. It isn't something that you say.
I'll tell you what I believe in. Benzodiazepam. And I'll fucking
That's when he got hooked on it.
I fucking live for it and I fucking die for it. And I've got free radicals floating around in me now because one time I drink juice. So I had a juice box and I'm no longer able to process human emotion.
It isn't something that's associated with logical consistency. It's not declarative. It's not propositional.
And again, Twerp is a little shit, okay? Twerp is a shit-eating little... He loves catching you, doing the shit-eating little grin. He's so lost right now. He can't believe it. I've seen Twerp in these battles on this channel so many times, and he's like, he thinks he's winning every time. Twerp is now Keanu in this scenario. Okay, he's technically winning, but he doesn't know it. He doesn't know what's going on, and he's completely flabbergasted by how angry the man in front of him is.
It's not a figment of your imagination. It's the presupposition of your attention and your action. And you're either fragmented, in which case you worship multiple gods, or there's some unity at the bottom of it that makes you an unstoppable force.
Okay, so you're...
All right.
Mom, help.
You're saying that you don't believe something if you wouldn't die for it?
Not really.
All right, now this gets good. So you got to remember, Peterson is Mr. Israel, okay? This kid is about to catch him.
You know.
Okay. So then,
how would you define belief? Something you say?
Can I explain it? I could
Well, yeah, I mean, sorta.
believe it is the case that this pen exists, but if someone like threatened my life, right, I would lie in order to be able to save my life, right? Like I think you would.
Not me. I'll never lie about a pen. A pen is a tool used to write ideas, like the ideas in the Bible that I may or may not believe in. I can't tell you. Don't ask me directly. I'll lie.
Jesse, he could go into the hero's journey for truth. The hero's journey is a big one for him. Watch it.
Lie to save your
Don't
life.
be so sure.
You wouldn't.
Whoa! Wow, he's like trending.
I was distracted by head injury guy here, but this is getting a little scary.
You would do that too. You wouldn't lie to save your
Don't
life.
be so sure.
You wouldn't lie to save your life.
I'm waiting for you'd be surprised, bucko.
Well, listen to this. Now he's like, wait a second. Do you know who the fuck I am, bitch?
How much do you know about me? I didn't lie to save my career. I didn't lie to save my clinical practice.
Why would I lie to save my stupid fucking life? The dumbest part of it. The dumbest thing of all. Obviously, the more important things are my job and my clinical practice.
Would you lie to like save your children, your mom?
No, never. My child? Are you kidding? She fucked Andrew Tate. Of course not. She's disgusting.
Your dad?
I don't think lying would save them.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now entering the breakfast question territory. Jordan Peterson is too stupid for hypotheticals. 100%. If you attempted to play Would You Rather with him, he would absolutely stall the game permanently, have a complete temper tantrum, big baby freak out, and leave. Hey, Jordan, which would you rather do? Lick your dad's asshole to save your child's life, or fuck your mom in order to save your dad's life?
I would never do either of those things. I'm cool. I'm actually too good for either of the. Imagine what scenario what Saw-like contraption, a Final Destination sort of resurgence would I have to be in order for me to even consider such a thing? What, is there a chainsaw dangling from a chain above my head?
Can there ever be a circumstance logically?
Did you have breakfast this morning, Jordan? And if not, would you have enjoyed it?
That lying could save someone.
Yeah, and if you're steeped in sin, you're likely to live in circumstances like that.
I'll give you an example. If you're like in like Nazi Germany, and it is the case that there's like Jewish.
Nice. Yes.
This is like that.
Go on. If you're like in like Nazi Germany, and it is the case that there's like
one of the best Germanys, really,
like Jewish people in your attic, and you're trying to protect them. Example. Would you lie?
I know. I'm very familiar. I think about this all the time. You couldn't even imagine the horror show going on inside. It's a horror show inside my brain 24/7. I was reprogrammed in Russia to only think about the Holocaust.
To like the Nazis.
I would have done everything I bloody well could so I wouldn't be in that situation to begin with. It's a hype.
He's like pulling a Mark Wahlberg. He's like doing, hey, listen, under my watch, the Holocaust wouldn't have happened, okay? I could have taken down those terrorists on 9/11. Don't worry about it. Anne Frank, I don't think so. Frankly, I'm going to save her life without ever having to lie to anybody.
Hypothetical, and it's not answered. Bloody well could, so I wouldn't be in that situation to begin with. It's a hypothetical, and it's not answerable.
Hypotheticals?
Watch as he recoils. He's found out.
Oh, I can't answer a hypothetical like that because it's far. Look, don't play games. Yes, you are. If you present me with an intractable moral choice that's stripped of context and you back me in.
The context is, would you lie ever? That's the context.
To a corner.
Is there any scenario where lying is okay?
You're playing game. I just told you I would do everything that I could to make sure.
You're playing a game now. Somebody get this kid out of here and let's let the kids with the flags run at the chair and see who gets there first.
That I'm never in that situation. By the time you've got there, you've made so many mistakes that there's nothing you can do that isn't a sin.
I don't make mistakes ever.
being born in Nazi Germany and trying to protect people that you care about. Like there could be a Jewish friend that you have and you want to protect them.
I think you should
have
just
them
give
in your
up on
attic.
that line.
Yeah, don't accuse me of having Jewish friends, okay? I mean, listen, me, hypothetically, a Jewish friend, I don't think so.
And it's questioning.
Give up on just like trying to clarify your position? Because
I
you don't
did
like, are you like
clarify.
uncomfortable with me asking this question? It's just a basic hypothetical. Like I could ask
It's
you.
just a basic
Yeah, yeah.
hypothetical
Like,
where you
like if
put Jews' lives at stake in Nazi Germany. That's just
Well, that's not hypothetical, according to some. According to some, that happened. And then in a bracket it says who, like on Wikipedia.
basic.
Obviously, you would lie in that scenario to save their life, but you're like not trying to answer this question for some reason.
I just told you why.
Are you anti-fascist?
I've never heard the term. What do you mean by anti? What do you mean by fascist?
So you're
Why
anti-fascist?
are you asking that?
I was just asking, just clarifying. But like, okay, again, you're not answering this hypothetical.
Oh God, he's trying to kill the kid with his eyes now. He's like,
I'm positive if I concentrate hard enough, I can explode his head like scanners.
My lobster vision.
You know, it shows that you clearly would lie to save
I'm
someone's life.
answering it in
Obviously,
a
that's
manner
not
you
what truth
don't
is.
find acceptable.
Obviously, because I care about truth.
I wouldn't be in that scenario.
Obviously.
yeah, we know, sure, but what if?
Silly, right? Logically, because that's already happened. Like that's in the past. You don't have a time to travel device. We're bringing this logical hypothetical up to show you that in some circumstances that do happen within the real world, you would lie to save people's lives. So your definition of truth isn't actually how we're typically using it. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to muddy the waters. When I ask you, like,
No, I'm trying to bloody the waters.
do you believe this? Do you think this to be true? So you don't actually have to answer the questions. And plenty of Christians don't like that because they clearly see that you don't really like want to be associated with
I can
Christianity.
imagine that I was in a situation where the best I could do as a consequence of my previous mistakes was to tell the least amount of lie I could manage.
That's still.
So how many lies have you told?
You
And for
broke
what
him.
reason?
You broke him. That's lying. That's the longest way ever to say, yes, I'll lie a little.
That would likely indicate that I had made all sorts of catastrophic errors on my way there.
Which is something I don't do. Anyway, I went into a coma because I drank juice.
So you would lie to save someone's life. So again, you do believe it to be true in that circumstance, even though you like lied in that scenario. So
Not
clearly, that's
without
not what
the
you see to be true.
context that I put it in.
You were not willing to
I
die for it.
said-
You were not willing to let other people die for it. So that's not what you see to be true then, seemingly.
You're doing exactly what I said you were doing at the beginning of the conversation. You're generating an impossible, restricted, hypothetical with no precursors to back me into a
How's
corner.
it possible? Is there something contradictory about it? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Okay, get the fuck out of here, you fucking twerp.
Wow, the nerd one hard.
I fucking
Twerp.
hate you. That's not even the worst one. Okay? This is he hasn't even been put in his grave yet. We're still fresh. We're not even at brain death. A totally real thing. Okay, so
Jesse, I made this one up a year ago, but Jordan Peterson, if he ever cornered me in an alley and was like, debate me, and I couldn't get out unless I debated him. When he said, depends on what you mean by, and I said, do you like bananas? And he's like, bananas? I'd say, depends on what you mean by depend. And that will throw it back on him and make his brain explode. Try it.
So you're just sitting around imagining scenarios where you have to.
I'm in Canada. I could run into him.
This is the embarrassing thing where like a kid pretends he's on the talk show now. Is like people are pretending they have to debate internet nerds. If I was
live
ever
very close to him, I could run into him.
all right, Jesse, write this one down, because if I was ever cornered by Destiny and Destiny was reading Wikipedia to me really, really fast, you know what I would do? I would say, okay, but can you read it this fast? And then I would get on my knees and I would gluck him until I'd be like, what are you? Okay, cool.
No,
hey,
you wouldn't.
Hey, no, that was you.
Depends on
That
what
was
you mean
you
by
saying
depend.
that. That was you saying it, and also cool make 'em up. Good idea, Chris. Yay.
Damn it.
Crazy. Yeah, his imaginary hero's journey, someone says in chat. Ooh. Now, here's the interesting thing. So this whole thing with the like not revealing he's Christian or whatever, the irony here is like what everybody's now finally starting to see with Jordan Peterson, this is actually exactly what catapulted him into fame to begin with, because his entire bit of like, I will not be made to say she or her if I don't believe it. I won't lie. This whole thing of like him being so pedantic about it, that is how he thinks about everything. He doesn't want to be wrong ever. And, unfortunately it takes, out of the mouths of babes, it takes the wisdom of a bunch of Zoomer idiots. And, every other time he's ever been challenged on anything, it's always about the trans thing, which obviously he's accidentally right about. And he's going on to news programs where it's some dumb woman anchor where she's just offended by it and she can't comprehend the words he's saying, so she can't fight back. But the overall point has always been that he just doesn't want to have to pick. That's what's going on. Now, he has somehow become this like Christian lecturer by accident. He's been catapulted into this. They keep offering him money to do it. And of course, he's going to say yes to that because he needs to buy new, duo-toned suits in order to scare children at birthday parties or something. So he goes and he does these things, but he's never staking a position that is Jordan Peterson's entire modus operandi. His entire logic for everything is, don't make me say a thing. I don't want to be wrong. If I never choose, I'm always right. So it's not that he doesn't think that the trans person you might be a she or her. He doesn't want to mess up. That's all it is. He doesn't want to get it wrong. You're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me in front of the whole school. So I said the wrong pronoun. So what? Pronouns, maybe they don't even exist. What is a pronoun? What do you mean by pronoun? As if there's an amateur noun? As if there could be. What is a noun? Exactly. A person, place, thing, or idea? So you're an idea now. Do you exist? How do you know? Unless you have a Christian framework. Do I believe in Christ? Well, I believe. So, I think people are finally starting to key into this. Now, we get this little fucking weasel. This weasel. Any other episode of this Jubilee, I'd hate this guy. But he is the perfect foil to Jordan Peterson. Much like Keanu is just a dumb woman on any other stream. Put her in a room with a bunch of dudes trying to protect Nick Rekieta, and you've got the best recipe for taking down Nick Rekieta. Watch this. Look at this. He's a manlet. He's wearing a floral shirt.
How you doing?
Danny, nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Danny.
Danny.
What do you mean by Danny? What exactly is that? Is that short for Daniel, or did your parents name you a nickname?
You're saying atheists worship things or people or
what'd you say, Dirk?
Is that Fetch?
To meet you.
What's your name?
God. Danny.
Danny.
You're saying atheists worship things or people or places, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So the topic at hand here is everybody worships something, even though they might not know it. So meaning, it's that classic retard argument against atheists of like, oh, you're just as religious as anybody else that you make fun of. Oh, you worship something. You worship science is like but that's the undercurrent of what's being said here. But of course, nothing is ever actually said because Jordan Peterson can't allow you to say words.
Can you be very clear about your definition of worship again?
Attend to, prioritize, and sacrifice.
And look at those eyes. He's had it rough. We're deeper into the video now. This has not been going well for him.
It's 4.
Okay, that's it. That's your understanding of worship.
Well, I could flesh it out, but that'll do for the time we have.
Okay. Do Catholics attend to Mary?
Yes.
Okay. So do they fit that description of worship?
Yes.
So you would say Catholics and other people that revere Mary, like the Eastern Orthodox tradition, worship Mary?
Well, they might not put
So
it.
he's going to try to do a classic immaculate conception argument here, okay? And again, most people get this wrong, but Catholics believe that Mary was born free of sin. She is the immaculate conception. And so this dude, he's trying to worm his way in here to undo Peterson by saying that, well, Catholics, which he goes to a Catholic church, he claims, Catholics worship then Mary, which is what their own religion says not to do. It's what he's attempting to do here. It's a bad argument one way or the other, doesn't matter, but we're never going to get to that. Okay, I told you all of that so that you would understand how bad Peterson fumbles the fucking bag on this one. Because if he had just let it go that way, he could have slam dunked this nerd's head into a toilet. It's an easy one for some Catholic to refute. It's a stupid argument. And I say that as a guy who doesn't believe in any of this horse hockey. Watch this.
They're in the highest
But
place.
you would put it that way.
No.
You just said it. Now you're taking it back.
There's
now?
still a hierarchy.
Okay, there's a hierarchy, but within the
There's something at the top.
All right, you can worship things
Mary
below.
is quite a ways up the hierarchy, but not at the top.
Let's go over your definition of worship again.
Top Lobster. Did you see the fight between Top Lobster and Marsh?
What's your definition of worship?
Attend to.
Attend to. Do
prioritize.
Do Catholics
sacrifice for?
What do Catholics attend to? Do they prioritize Mary over all other human beings?
No, I didn't say overall, did I? I didn't add that to my definition.
You understand?
I said there was a hierarchy as well.
You attend to
So you can attend to something trivially, or you can attend to it deeply. And
This is also why it's a bad argument that he's going at this a bad way, because Peterson already said in a previous part of the debate that he believes there's a hierarchy to it. So this was so easily shut down, and still, what the fuck? Oh my God, sorry, I just noticed what's on screen. Yikes.
Sorry, I don't know if you're a she or a him, but could you put those things away, moobs?
Now you're adding stuff to the definition, but your original definition.
I added the hierarchy part at the beginning.
Are you familiar?
Just didn't understand it.
Are you familiar with the Immaculate Conception?
Why is that relevant?
Because you go to a Catholic church, don't you? Or you've attended recently.
This dude's like doing an evil villain thing. Like he's like, I poisoned you 3 weeks ago, and it's only now taking effect. Ha ha ha.
You're interested in Catholicism, aren't you?
Sure.
All right. Are you familiar with their doctrines?
Somewhat.
Okay. You're
Their
familiar.
doctrines are very
how do they
deep.
regard Mary?
Why are you asking me that?
Because you're a
What do
Christian.
you mean by Mary? Do you mean Miriam?
You say that. I haven't claimed that.
Mary 1, 2, 3, or 4? Which one?
Why are you asking me that?
Because you're a Christian.
You say that. I haven't claimed that.
What?
Whoa.
Again,
Just said it. You just admitted it.
we're here. Now, again, this video was titled One Christian versus 20 Atheists. That's very important.
Why are you asking me that?
Because you're a Christian.
You say that. I haven't claimed that.
Oh, what is this? Is this Christians versus atheists?
I don't know.
You don't know where you are right now.
Don't be a smartass.
Well,
and I mean
either you're a
'cause I
Christian
won't
or you're
talk
not.
to you if you're a smartass.
Oh, either you're a Christian or you're not. Which one is it?
I could be either of them, but I don't have to tell you.
You don't have to tell me. I was under the impression
private.
I was invited.
It's private. That's my privacy. I keep that in my bathing suit area. Okay?
Embarrassing.
This is called the no-no zone. Do not touch my no-no square. No, don't put your hand right there.
To talk to a Christian. Am I not talking to a Christian?
No, you were invited to.
I think everyone should look at the title of the YouTube channel. You're probably in the wrong YouTube video.
Yeah!
You're really quite something. You are.
Aren't I? But you're really quite nothing. Right? You're not.
Fuck!
I'm Mike.
Hell yes.
I have been watching this retard do these Christian debates versus atheists for like 2 years now. Just off and on, comes up, gets recommended to me every time. I put it on for a laugh to hear him skirt around it. Finally, and look at Moobs here. Shocked by the entire ordeal. Can't believe this is happening right now. Finally, someone had the nerve to say it.
YouTube video.
You're really quite something. You are.
Aren't I? But you're really quite nothing.
Aren't I? Ooh, a chill up your spine. That's like some sort of evil. That's like a Harry Potter character from Slytherin. Anybody have the Tom drop from the other night? That's the wormiest little, yes, but you didn't think of my plan, did you?
Probably in the wrong YouTube video.
You're really quite something, you are.
Aren't I? But you're really quite nothing. Right? You're not a Christian.
Okay, I'm done with him.
That's
342 left. That he would have killed him.
That's a fucking dub. It's over. Peterson, you're done. You're done. He got you. I didn't. By the way, I've never seen that before. I haven't watched every single one of these by any means. But in all of the surroundeds I've ever watched, I've never seen the guy in the middle get to go, I choose to no longer speak to this person. It's never happened, as far as I'm aware. I didn't even know that was in the rule set, that they can just pick and choose. You don't get to eject them normally. Now, by the way, he had this talk with this girl. This girl was actually nice, and she was kind of thoughtful, and he really liked talking to her earlier in the video. But I think it's because the things she said were thoughtful, and she had good questions, but that's all she had were questions. So she never challenged him at any point. So at the end of these things, they always get to pick who gets to come back, and then they get to flip the script on them, and she gets to make a claim, and he gets to fight it. He, of course, picked the one girl who never challenged him the entire time. So and obviously it might also be a little, soft bigotry of lowered expectations going on here. He had a bad time if he picked her for the ending. But I just want to show you, his wizard hands here at the end, and then we'll wrap up.
I don't like talking to win, but there were portions of all the conversations that were truly productive, and that it's instructive for people to see the distinction between a debate that's aimed at local victory and dominance.
Naruto is about to do some kung fu on me here.
Let's say even of ideas, and a discussion that's predicated.
Whoa, hey, careful. In some, like Estonia, that means something. Watch out. You just told me to go eat my mother.
On mutual exploration, and
the Crips and the Bloods are getting angry right now.
Establishment of like a harmonious understanding and peace.
Oh shit. Urquhart just turned into a frog.
Jordan Peterson.
Okay, so anyway, there you go. There's Jordan Ribbit, yes. So Jordan Peterson destroyed 100%. Absolutely. It's over. No more Christian LARP for him. No more Christian LARP for Misfit Patriot either. Both of these guys, these obvious Zionists, they care about one thing, and they're in it just for the money. They know where their bread is fucking buttered. It's over. It's over. And the way we fight back, how do we do it? Is Elon going to help out Misfit Patriot? I don't think so. I have a feeling he's going to watch that video and scoff at the idea of this guy getting to even speak to him as a human being. He's going to take one look at that video and go, you remind me of my son, who is now my daughter. And he's going to be disgusted by it. Jordan Peterson, obviously, also would be disgusted by it. He wouldn't know what to pronoun with Misfit Patriot. But no, we've got the entire arsenal we need against these people. It's the Keanu method. Dumb as a rock. Just be dumb as a rock, and you can get your way anytime you want. It's just that easy. Henchman, thank you so much for joining me. Chat, thank you as well. I love you, everybody. They're saying Mrs. Patriot in the chat room. A doubting Peterson. Congratulations, fisted Patroon. Someone says. All right. If you want to help support the show in this trying time, join the Pizza Fund. I'm putting videos back up. PODAWFUL.pizza. Till next time, have an awful day. Bye, everybody.
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
Person.
Oh, hey.
Hi, Jesse. Good show.
Citizen M, what are you doing here? You said, hello. Why didn't you show up during the show? You had all these things to say in the chat, and then you just don't show up? What's going on? What gives?
No, man, I'm not a guy. Look, you did great.
Wait, no.
Keanu
I
is an
want to hear.
asshole.
I want to hear your take on this. What do you mean you're not a guy? You've got a name. You've got a channel. People refer to you. You're a guy.
No, it was a great episode, man. I'm not a guy. Like, we have enough guy clippers.
Stop saying you're not a guy. Who are you? Who are you? Misfit Patriot? What do you mean you're not a guy? You're a guy. What is the... All right, give me your take. You were very upset before the show. What was going on?
No, I'm not upset. Keanu is just retarded.
no.
Like, Keanu's a snake.
How is she a snake? In what way?
I mean, I'm not... Dude, it's just autistic Dabbleverse lore. That's why...
I want to hear it. How many times do I have to say on the show, I want to hear it? And then you just don't show up, but you keep talking in the chat.
I wasn't...
you
I
can't
talked
defend it.
shit, like, the first comment before the show started. But then I was like, this is a good episode. Do I want to call in and, like, drag that down with, like, autistic Dabbleverse lore?
Oh, am I?
What do you mean by Dabbleverse lore?
What exactly is Dabbleverse? Versed in what, per se? Pray tell.
Okay, so what you were... I mean, listen, if I wish I could remember your comments beforehand, but you were like, if you really think Keanu won that, you're a fucking retard. You're saying all this shit, man. What is it?
Well, yeah, because people were in comments like saying Kiki won. That's been people have been repeating that.
She did.
Like
she did
before this.
Hey, brother, she won. She won.
Okay.
Who won?
I think. I mean, if we're being honest, I think Melton won because he got a ton of super chats. I think it was.
That's a non-answer. Fake answer. You can't answer
It's
hypotheticals.
not a fake answer,
You're
dude.
Jordan Peterson. You're Jordan Petersoning me. Fake answer.
It's
Who
not
won?
a fake answer.
Nick,
because I think ultimately
Nick or Keanu, who looked better in that scenario? That's the question.
I mean, that's the thing. I honestly, genuinely believe that Keanu looked worse because it was the actual arguments. She was caught in too many lies, like lie after lie. That was it.
What is something she lied about?
I mean, I can go through it and give you a bullet point list, but it's just dumb shit. She was just caught.
Name one thing.
She flip flopped back and forth. I mean, she pretended that it was like just a train wreck. She pretended not to be able to pull up like her call log and her phone if she didn't even want to say when the last time she contacted April.
Name one thing she lied about. Not that I care, by the way, but name one thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and you shouldn't. This is like
no. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I don't care if she lied; she still won. However, I'm willing to hear it out. What did she lie about? Should be easy to name one lie if she lied.
When the last time that she talked to April, she lied about because she was making it a lot sooner than it was. And then they tried to call her out on that, and she pretended not to be able to.
How do you know? How do you know she lied about it? Because you're going off of what they're all going off of, which is the other guy who is also lying. When was the last time Nick lied? When was the last time Nick talked to April?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know, and you don't know when the last time she talked to her is either. You don't know. Is Nick Rekieta a gay loser, and does he look like an idiot as a result of that fight?
I think I mean, a couple times there, he did embarrass himself by screaming. He started fighting with the fucking AI.
A couple of times, I will start playing the rest of those 4 videos right now if that's what needs to happen.
He was cathartic. I mean, he was yelling at a dumb bitch. Like, I can't. I mean, she really is
a dumb bitch. That's just 2 dumb bitches, and only one of them got mad. cathartic.
Well,
I thought
one of them
had,
cried.
He had a whole festival to celebrate how awesome he is at sex. What catharsis does he need exactly? A guy who is telling the truth and who has everything going for him does not instantly freak out and react to just a woman showing up the way he did. You don't see it, but you are on a side and you're falling for a thing. Keanu's dumb. She probably lied. She sucks. Aaron sucks. Nick Rekieta sucks, is gay, and is a liar. And every single thing that they argued about was all based on lies that Nick Rekieta tells. And I hate to do this, but at the end of the day, Nick Rekieta is the only one in all of these things that exposed his children to drugs. They have an argument. I didn't play it, but they have an Citizen MTF. They have an argument. They have an argument at one point during this debate where, what was it? Now, oh my God, I'm not in the mindset for this. They had an argument at one point where Nick starts saying that what Aaron did is criminal, that Aaron's a criminal, as if he is not a criminal. There is one criminal still in this scenario. You do understand that, right? Aaron paid his debts, $50. Done. No more crime. He's paid his debt to society. Nick is still doing that. Nick is literally still a criminal, and he is almost certainly breaking the rules of his probation and is creating new crimes as we speak. But I have this feeling, I can't say for sure, I have a feeling that you cannot bring yourself to admit that Nick Rekieta also looks bad in this scenario, and particularly looks bad as a result of this woman that you hate and think is dumb. I think you've got some personal thing with Keanu that I'm not aware of, and that's why you can't admit that Nick lost. I'm not even asking you to admit Keanu won. Admit Nick lost.
I don't. I mean, I'll just make this statement. Nick, at multiple times, he was like a shrieking woman. He was emotional, and that's embarrassing.
He left. He ran away like 7 times.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. That was really weird. I know
what it was about. You don't know what it was about. It was about galaxy gas. Man's fucking floating out there. So just say Nick lost. Doesn't mean Keanu won. Nick lost. You're saying Patrick Melton won. Fine. Nick lost. Yes?
Yeah. If Melton won, I would say yeah. Yeah, Melton won that. I could say Keanu and Nick both lost.
Just say Nick lost.
Say Nick lost just to get the soundbite.
Say
Nick lost. Please.
I dare you. I don't think you can do it.
I can't. I think Dabbleverse is going to come, and I said this earlier, like leaving the Dabbleverse behind is like losing my religion. I don't know if I could bring myself to say I think I'm too dabble-brained.
You already said Nick lost, but there was an and.
This is crazy, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad Citizen M does not realize he is still on the show. I faked the ending of the show because I knew the second it was over, he would show up. I said this to the guys on air. I said, let's go to Friendship Simulator. He's going to show up. He showed up before we even jumped in. He was ready to go. I knew it. You're on air. Got ya. And the entire point of this whole thing is, somebody said this before the episode. They said, Jesse, here you are covering Dabbleverse. You said a year ago that the Dabbleverse would be dead in a year. You're watching it die. Thank you, everybody. This has been PodAWFUL. Thank you so much. Thank you, Citizen M. Thank you.
I've been vaulted PodAWFUL Pizza Fund.
Yes, exactly.
Go sign up. Seriously.
Yeah. Thank you.
I know. I thought you were friends with Nick. I thought you were friends with the Nick.
Yeah, I honestly.
Nick won.
Honestly, Citizen M, I'm not even kidding. Like, now that we're off air,
That was a test.
I don't think Nick lost at all. I was lying the whole show.
The whole show was a double test, dude.
I just wanted to see if you would agree with that.
Oh my god!
This entire
you made him
episode
agree.
was just a prank on you. Fuck, you really think he lost then? Like, you said he didn't look good.
Because we thought he killed the bitch. She had nothing to say.
I mean, I don't know if it's Melton won. Period. Like that's what I'm confident saying is that Melton was the winner.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we're back to
yeah.
square
He looked like he was pretty comfortable there at the end. Watch for the smile, man. All right, well, Citizen M got you.
Twice.
Got you. Say it.
Can you admit we got you?
Say admit we got you.
You got me.
And admit that Keanu is actually smarter than Nick and you.
She so is. She wouldn't have fallen for this. Neither would have Tino.
Go ahead. Admit it. Citizen M, go ahead. Admit it. Say
I feel
Keanu.
better.
Keanu Thompson is smarter than me. Say it.
No, I don't think Keanu Thompson is smarter than you at all. Like quite that's ridiculous.
How dare you?
You know what I'm saying? Don't Jordan Peterson your way out of this. Go ahead. Admit the truth. What did she do to you? Why you so I know there's some personal thing between you and her that's got you fucked up. What is it?
She's lower than at least if you are on Aaron's side, at least he'll back you up and he'll be on. Keanu is a snake. She's lower than Nick, lower than Aaron, lower than all of us.
Give me the example. What did she do?
I mean, even during this little saga, she's flipped on Aaron and Nick both. Like this is ridiculous.
Is that allowed? Is that okay?
Well, I mean, you have to admit how many times can you flip flop before looking like a moron?
Well, not as many as Nick Rekieta has. I know that. I'm asking you, what is the personal beef you have with Keanu? It's obvious you have one. What is it?
I don't have a personal beef with Keanu.
Well, tricked you. We got you again. You're on live again on air. Got you.
God damn it.
God damn it.
Do it again. Say it again. One more time. Quick. We're about to hit 3 hours right here at the mark. Hit the post. Citizen M, you're a Dabbleverse radio man professional. Go.
You got me.
And
PODAWFUL won.
And
fuck Clay.
Hell yeah, brother.